I think that's what I played. I don't remember.
Sure. Hey everybody, it's bonus content. I'm Alex, Tony, Scott, and Nabashin are here.
You're all of us?
I am here. We are Legion.
Yes.
We are irrational. I was listening to the show, as I do. I edit this show. I don't know if you guys know this. Do you guys know how much work I put into this every week? Like, I don't know if you...
Probably a minimal amount.
Literally the lowest bar possible.
You put in the half hour it takes to record the show.
Yeah, that sweet half hour. God, that would be the fucking dream, right? No, I was listening to the show, and I was just like sitting there, and we were... What did we talk about last week?
Don't let your dreams be dreams, Alex. 30-minute show. Let's go.
This isn't even a part of the show, and it's going to be longer than 30 minutes, probably. We were talking about Kojima stuff with Brant. I was just like sitting there listening. I'm like, this is a good podcast. Like, I can listen to this podcast. I just want to say...
You do listen to this podcast.
I do listen to this podcast. I'm the first listener, in a way.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we put on a
Number
good show.
one fan, Alex O'Neill himself.
It's true. Fans can be a part of the show if they try really hard.
Yeah, right?
It's not true. Don't stop it. Stop trying.
I mean, just look at Alex.
Yeah, just look at me. I just, I have those moments of revelation, like, once a year when we put out one good show a year. It's a good show. Like, we put on a good show. We talk about interesting stuff sometimes. So,
yeah.
I just want to let you guys know. Hey, I like this podcast. If I didn't listen to as many podcasts as I do, and I wasn't on this show, maybe I would listen to this show. That's a maybe.
Technically, I listened to this show before I was on the show.
There you go.
So I am living proof that any listener can become a host of the Irrational Passion.
I think
podcast.
you're more living proof that Scott and you are really good friends.
I have always
the only reason we
that
put
in
up
my
with you
daily
is
life.
because Scott likes you.
Then again,
but nowadays I see more of Alex than I do
I'm
of
pretty much a
Scott.
guaranteed ticket onto the show.
Yeah, Scott. If Scott approves of someone, we have to let him on. He's the glue.
That's right.
I don't know how many times we got to go over this. How's your week been, Tony?
It's been good.
I saw you this week.
Yeah, right? It's weird. You came out of your cave.
I came out of my cave to work.
Yeah.
We played video games together this week.
Did we?
Well, I mean, technically I played with Scott, but you were there.
Yeah, totally. I was hanging out. I mean, you were there. Yeah, so feels good.
It feels so good. It feels right. I'm sorry. Continue, Tony.
I don't know. Going through like more and more training for work. So there's that. And other than that, just doing like having nothing to do during the day has been a really weird experience this week.
Yeah, because you're done with school, right?
Yeah. So I've got nothing else going on except for work. And I'm only doing like 2 days a week because of the training schedule. So
it's weird.
The rest of the week, I'm just like, what's up?
It's weird though. I agree.
Yeah. So I'm just sitting around, just like, now what?
At least you're not Scott, who literally does nothing because he doesn't work right now.
Yeah. So Scott, I don't even know what he probably plays like League of Legends or something.
Don't answer that question, Scott.
I mean, I could answer that question.
But we'll wait. We'll save that for later. We'll find out what Scott does during the day. Well, Scott, what do you do outside of video games?
Currently?
Yeah, currently. Other than recording this podcast.
Well, I have to do half the cleaning around the house.
Scott is becoming a housewife.
Pretty much.
Adorable. That's a useful skill, though. Can you cook as well?
I mean, I can. I don't like to.
Why don't you like to cook, Scott? Don't you find it cathartic?
I like baking better than cooking.
Okay.
Whenever I'm cooking,
it's usually whenever you're cooking, your microphone is usually muted.
Yep.
Oh.
So yeah, basically, yep. Mom's still sick.
Did you tell her to feel better?
I did,
Okay.
but normally she takes.
Scott just like shows up and stares at her. She's like, "You better start feeling better," and this shakes his head.
And she's like, "What are you doing? This isn't helping." And then
It's like
Scott gets sick.
I'm being disapproving
And then who's gonna clean the house if Scott's sick?
because we all know Scott's dad's not doing it.
Nope.
Yeah. And his brothers are basically walking pigs. So
Yep.
I was supposed to
furniture in the
not
house.
walking pigs. Yeah, I'm sorry, Scott. But cooking's cool. We were all
Cooking's
cooking.
pretty cool.
Well, Navish and I were cooking before
I was
the show
cooking.
started.
You
Tony
know
was
what?
quote unquote cooking Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
I normally don't have to cook, but most everything else.
I was sitting in my car. The heater was up to 90 degrees because it's cold outside.
It's
The
not
seat
that
heat
cold.
was on.
90
was like-
degrees. Holy shit, man.
Well, it's just because the goal of leaving my house to go do stuff like in the hour before the show, which turned into the hour and a half before the show, which technically and now is the almost 2 hours before the show, was I wanted to go get gas. I wanted to go pick up my paycheck, which didn't happen, and I wanted to get food.
yeah.
So I did two of those things, and I just kind of as I was leaving my house decided that it was too far to go get my paycheck, and I was too lazy. I'll just get it when I go in next.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I could go get gas if I make a right turn instead of a left turn, and if I go that way, there's a Chick-fil-A just right across the street. So I went and I got gas, and it was super, super, super cold outside. So it's when I got back in the car, I turned everything up to max, and then I went over to Chick-fil-A and sat in the what is it called, the drive-through, because I did not feel like getting out of my car again.
Yeah, Tony, that's the drive-through. The parking lot's next to it. Okay?
Yeah.
You can't just sit in the drive-through and eat your chicken.
So I went and I sat in the drive-through for a long time, and then it was really hot, and I kept it that way till I came home. It was good stuff.
I just imagine you in a t-shirt and shorts eating a chicken sandwich, sweating in your car.
Yep. No,
Well,
I
it's
didn't
like
eat. I didn't eat
freezing
until I got
outside.
home.
Oh, okay.
Because it's like a couple minutes from my house. So
Yeah. I do want to indicate, Tony's right. It's freezing here in Maryland.
it's
right now.
really cold today for no reason.
It's 32 degrees right now. As
I should open my window.
But
And the annoying part is tomorrow it's going to be like 80.
yeah, tomorrow's going to be 45 degrees, so don't get too excited. But Thursday, Christmas Eve, is going to be 72 degrees outside.
How ridiculous is that?
And then it's 72 degrees and raining. And then Friday, it'll be 59 degrees and sunny, Christmas Day. So that's weird.
Yep.
Global warming, folks.
We're going to get snow in June.
It's a myth.
It's a myth, guys. Stop. Don't believe it. We'll probably get a whole bunch of snow in January, but it is weird. Novice in house life, man.
It's pretty good, all right. There's been nothing but work. Getting ready for my niece and nephew to be here tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. I can't remember which day.
Mm-hmm.
But they're gonna be here one of those days. Other than that, it's been pretty much nothing. Hung out with my friends. That's always good. Brought my self-esteem up, so that's always a great thing. Other than that, there's been nothing this week. Other than I guess me spoiling myself on Star Wars, so I don't have to worry about it so much because I won't be able to see it till anytime soon. So I was like, fuck it, let me just spoil for myself because I enjoy Star Wars, but I've always enjoyed the entertainment of Star Wars, but I never really thought the story was not the most amazing thing. So it was like, you know what, whatever, fuck it, I'll just do that, and I'm glad I did because I don't like doing the tiptoeing tiptoeing of a conversation that always bugs the shit out of me with certain things like that. So
Like people tiptoeing around you, or you tiptoeing around people?
me tiptoeing around people, because like I said, I'm still interested in going to the movies and seeing it. It doesn't matter. I know I just don't have any time, don't have the time or resource for it right now because kids are gonna be here. So
Yeah.
that means all the money's pretty much gonna go to them because they're gonna want food every 10 seconds. So he's like, oh, I get sushi, so I gotta take them to a sushi place, and it's just the struggles of an uncle, that type of thing.
You're responsible though. That's good. No, I saw that Star Wars movie. I guess I'm the only one here that did.
Nope,
Guess
I
it.
did too.
Oh, okay.
Yep, I will go. soonish.
Yeah, because I was like, I slept until 1:30 and then I went to work at 2
Yeah.
p.m.
This is a quick turnaround.
As I'm ought to do. So I worked from 2 to 10 p.m. and I was like, I got out. I'm like, well, I'm not going to bed anytime soon. And they were having showings until 1 a.m. So I'm like, I want to see it. I'm scared because I was like very skeptical about this, which, I think is a good way to approach it. Because then if it's good, which it was, like, you'll just be happy about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so I was like skeptical. I've been burned before. And I went and saw it. My theater was like half empty too. And everyone was like very quiet and respectful. Like there were no like screamings or yelling or applause.
It's like the ideal.
It was
There was no
literally
live action
perfect.
lightsaber fight in the middle of the theater.
There was no live action lightsaber fight in the middle of
Man,
the
you
theater.
missed out.
That's also the other reason why I didn't want to go to see it.
Yeah, that's like I wanted to see it like next Tuesday at 11 a.m. Like I didn't want anyone to be in my movie theater except for like an old married couple that's retired who just wanted to see a movie, right? Like that was like my perfect theater companion would be just me and them. But no, it was like half empty. Everyone was quiet. It was perfect. It was like bravo to my movie theater. It was like a small theater. It wasn't in 3D. Wasn't IMAX. None of that bullshit.
Did you just go by yourself?
Yeah, I just went by myself. Because my brother and my roommate were seeing it at like different times sporadically throughout the night.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I was going to be up late. So I was like, it's 1 a.m. showing. Go and saw it. I loved it. It was very good in a way that I didn't expect. And it was a very safe, very enjoyable movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if you like Star Wars, you'll probably like it. What did you think of it, Scott?
I liked it a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should talk about it at the shows.
Okay, we can do some spoilery stuff if people want to hear that. Yeah, it's good. It's a good show. It's a good showing of a movie. They made a good Star Wars movie, and also, you can still make a good Star Wars movie. There is hope. So yeah,
A New Hope.
a new hope indeed. I'm trying to think. Anything else I did this week? Nothing really. I just like kind of hung out. Tried to wear as little clothing as possible. But if you're watching it, every time I can't go through bonus content without saying if you're watching the video, which is still the only way you can watch this. I'm covered in a blanket because it's so fucking cold at my house.
Yep.
My heat works just not very well. So like the middle floor gets pretty warm, top floor gets comfortable,
And then downstairs in the
downstairs
dungeon.
is fucking so cold. So I just brought my blanket from like my bed, and I'm just cuddled up under this thing right now. So if you think I'm a weirdo or that I'm like deathly ill,
It's just that you don't have any
right.
pants on under there.
you're right. But I'm also just really cold. Cool. Anything else happen this week, guys?
I thought about playing Bloodborne.
You should play that game.
Probably will.
Scott should play that game. Really, like
Scott, have you played that game?
I mean, I've played it.
you should play more of it. How's that sound?
Scott, you should come
PS4.
over and play Bloodborne.
Yeah,
That sounds like more fun.
All right.
yeah. We can.
I'm surprised you didn't like get into that, Tony.
What do you mean? Like, so the problem was that we played it, and I was into it, and then we didn't play for a long time. And now I just didn't want to go through that whole like readjusting to everything on the fly thing
Then
with
you
that
ran
game
through
specifically.
the part of the game where I was like, "This is going to be the worst part of the game for you," and then you just ran through all of it, and then got killed by a boss.
Yo, it was great.
That sounds like Tony.
Yeah, right.
It was the forest, right? I think that's what it was. The second half of the forest.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, and I was just like, all right, well, if it's gonna be a bitch, I'm just gonna fucking skip it.
I mean, sure. I guess you lose out on like a whole bunch of items and stuff, but
Yeah, whatever.
might?
I'll get to it. I'm probably so because now that I have like all of this time to play video games, I will probably go through in the next week and play more of it.
See, I'm curious where Greg is at with that because he likes it a lot, but he got stuck on like the boss. It's like right at the middle of the game
He's probably dead and on fire because he is living in Florida.
He's in Florida now, so he's probably. I saw a picture of him and his family for like
It's too wet in Florida for him to be on fire.
That's true.
So
Damn.
he's
So
just real
he'd
damp
melt.
and sweaty.
He looks happy. I mean,
That's good.
he
Have you
likes the
talked to
weather
him
there.
since he's been there?
I've messaged with him a little
Yeah, I've
bit.
texted him a couple times.
Mostly Mupex related, but
I just sent him a message like, "Hey, Greg, how's it hanging?"
um,
And he's like, "Oh, you know."
he
It's up.
gross. he summoned my like new game plus character into his world because they changed it so if you have a password you can summon anyone from any level. And then I beat the boss for him that was really hard. So like then he could progress further. So I don't actually know where he's gotten to with that. I know he was excited about the DLC, but again, that was in like September, October, and I know since Fallout came out, that's all he's really been playing. So
I have a question about phones and some weird feature on it.
okay.
So how come my phone says my voicemail box is 100% full, and then I delete a message, and it just goes to my deleted messages folder, and I have more voicemail space. And my deleted messages folder has like 160 voicemails in it that I can just go listen to whenever I want.
I'm pretty sure like the deleted messages folder is like stored somewhere else.
That's so weird.
Like that's stored with your carrier and not like with your phone.
Makes sense.
So like I
don't
think
know.
when you try and play one out of there, it downloads the
Maybe.
message first and then plays it.
Yeah,
But if
because my phone can it can hold like maybe like 20, maybe 30 voicemails, and then my deleted messages is 160.
Yeah, I went through recently, and like you know how you if you open up the phone app on the iPhone, it's like recents, right?
Yeah.
I was just like, man, this just goes on forever. I'm like, what if I deleted all this? And I did, which I'm doing right now again. And it's so weird. It's like liberating. It's like sexually liberating.
I'm sorry.
Is what I'm saying.
Nope.
Nope. Stop.
But yeah, that
No.
Holy Moonlight Sword looks awesome.
Yeah, that Holy Moonlight Sword's all right. All right, you guys want to start the real deal?
Sure.
Yeah,
the
sure.
real Dizzity. I need to get a glass of water. Actually, I'm gonna get some rum. I think.
All right.
I'm gonna drink.
That's
some
water.
alcohol. That's water.
Close enough.
I'm feeling drunk tonight. Okay.
Not yet. Hopefully. All right. I guess I'll get water too because everybody's getting water. / rum.
Nope.
I'm here.
We're back.
But yeah, Scott, you're welcome to just show up and play Bloodborne whenever.
All right.
I got it, so it's not doing anything just sitting on my fucking PS4.
Sitting on your what?
Nothing. Shut up.
You shut your stupid fucking mouth.
You shut your stupid whore mouth.
Do you like my All Hail Bergie shirt?
It's real pixelated right now,
Okay.
but yeah, it looks like it would be pretty good.
It looks like it might, by chance, have good.
Yeah.
Is everybody back?
Not one of us.
Question is it Scott or Nabishin?
Well, Scott never left.
Yeah, I never left.
Oh, hi, Scott. That worked.
So when are you playing Undertale, Alex?
I don't know. I
like
was
fucking-
sitting there today. I was like, man, I could play that today. And then we had to record a podcast.
So why not? It's about like right after.
Yeah, so maybe after this. I'll look at streaming it
Yeah.
and see if I can.
Because
make
I just
that
remember us
happen.
having this conversation last week, and you're like, "Yeah, I'll probably play after the podcast."
Well, after the podcast, I just ended up playing Tomb Raider, and I finished Tomb Raider this week.
Good.
So now I have like nothing.
There's
in
no
my way
excuse.
of- there's
God
no
damn it!
excuse.
Let me borrow Metal Gear. You jerk.
I'll probably let you borrow it. I
just
do want
wanna-
to like.
Yeah, I want context for Game of the Year. So
Yeah, I do want to pop.
And
it
then
in.
I need to return Kingdom Hearts 2 to you at some point.
Yes. I do want. I'll probably
But-
pop it in and play it for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Tony, and then we'll be all set.
maybe we can all bro out sometime this week. And then,
That works. I am.
But yeah, because we also need to do Triforce Hero stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't play last week, and Alex said that like once a week we'd play.
Yeah, you're right. We should have played something last week. That's my fault. Let me see. Let me look at my schedule.
It's alright. If you need specific items, I have ways for us to get those items now.
Would you guys?
Tony did. I didn't.
Would like Wednesday after like
I work
6:30?
till close.
That's right. Okay.
What about Sunday?
Sunday is tomorrow.
Yeah.
I only work. Oh fuck. I work 9 a.m. No.
Okay.
That's one. I work 1:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. tomorrow,
Okay.
and I work 3:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. Tuesday, and I'm recording something Monday evening, but Monday afternoon.
So what you're saying is like Monday at 10 a.m.
We could do that.
Because we're adults. We don't have to get up at 6 p.m.
You say this, and it sounds like a good idea. Yeah, Monday at 10 a.m. works. Scott, can you get up at 10 a.m.?
Yeah, I can be there by then.
I mean, Scott and I'll probably hang out tomorrow as is the usual for the past while.
Let me add that.
Yep, that's normally what we do when we don't have anything, that's going
So
on.
Scott and I'll play Bloodborne tomorrow, and then we'll chill on Monday.
Scott and Tony time, which will be at my house.
SN time.
SN time. It'll be Monday, December 21st at 10 a.m.
So, Alex, have you noticed whilst playing Triforce Heroes that if you're just walking around the town, sometimes the princess will be hiding, just like watching you, but she doesn't want to be seen, so she's hiding.
No,
Yep.
I haven't noticed that.
It's very endearing.
That's pretty cute.
It's because like you'll meet her and she's like, "I just wanted to make sure you're okay. You're my hero," and then run away. It's pretty good.
Aw,
It's pretty good.
It's pretty, but I believe is what you mean.
Yep.
It's all right, Namshin. It's fine. Just take your time.
Yeah. Right. Here,
Fucking walking here.
since we got a second, I'll try and show you because I just found her. So this might be hard to see, but
All right, that's
See,
fine.
look.
It's,
See, look.
it's about to
Can
get
you see?
sexy.
see where she's hiding.
No.
She's like right under the bridge here. I'll like hold on.
Oh, okay.
See, look.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay. Yeah, I see.
And she runs away.
That's pretty cute.
Yep, it's good stuff.
Cool. I didn't even say, as I'm drinking this Sag Harbor rum that Brant brought. I don't know if we talked about it last week, but it's like this
Did not.
brewery on Long Island that this is the fourth batch of rum they've ever made. So he brought a bottle and left it as a gift. Apparently, he told me it's a Croatian thing.
Yep.
To bring a gift and leave it anytime you're invited to someone's home, which is very sweet. It's very good. It's meant to be drunk straight and typically neat, which means no ice or water. But I put it on rocks because I am a vagina. No, it's just because I'm.
Well, I mean, I like how you put it, but all right.
Brant is the only other Croatian person I've ever met.
Who is the first?
Fucking me.
Oh, you're Croatian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
I thought you were just white.
Fucking, I do a show with you guys for like
I never
5
knew that.
recording.
Recording, Jesus Christ.
I never knew that.
And then Alex doesn't know, but Scott knows, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, Scott's like Guatemalan. I know that's not true.
Puerto Rican, like Silver PR.
Puerto Rican, yeah. You and Silver PR have like this bond. All right, on one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Fucking Alex O'Neill.
I went a little slower that time, so we could
It
all get
helped.
ready.
If you didn't, I would have missed it.
Well, there you go. I was thinking of you, Scott.
Ah, wait a second.
Here it comes.
We already did. We already checked. How did we mess up?
We don't. We just mess with Alex.
You just fuck with my head. I didn't know you were. When have you ever told me you were Croatian, Tony?
I'm sure I've mentioned it.
Maybe in high school. But not
Yeah.
since. Well,
I
now
mean,
we know.
it's not like I walk around making a big deal out of it all the time.
Yeah, well, it's true. Brant does. Brant sure as shit does. But he was born in Croatia. At the time, it was Czechoslovakia, I think. He's going to kill me. That's wrong. I know that's wrong. So,
I look forward to him killing you.
he has dual citizenship.
I forgot to talk about it on. I
Citizenship.
forgot to bring it up on bonus content. But for all those looking forward to the Alex and Tony Let's Play series,
It's coming.
oh, it's coming! I already own the game now.
I figure we'll do it after I finish Slide 2.
Yeah,
And then that nightmare can be released onto the world.
man, we're gonna play that whole game.
No, I don't want to commit to playing that whole, because that could be like a billion
It
episodes.
might be 70 hours long, but I don't know.
It could be all of 2016. Hold on, what's the game called?
It's called Omega Quintet.
Okay, I'm gonna check how long to beat. We're gonna see.
I mean, you can grinding. You do.
Let me see.
I mean, yeah, we're not gonna fuck around. We're gonna mainline that shit.
How do you spell quintet?
QUINTET. QUINTET.
All right, main story is not not filled in, but the main plus a little extra is typically 54.5 hours.
That's not bad for a JRPG. That's not bad.
And the completion is run is 170.5 hours.
We're not doing that.
No, God no. So without a little extra, it doesn't say how long it might be, but however long it will be, I'm sure we'll regret it.
Oh, it's gonna be like I said. It'll either be something amazing or something awful. Maybe both.
Maybe both. All right. I updated my availability, Tony. Also, you should probably do that.
What day?
Friday.
Yo, we've got at least one person who's super into the Omega Quintet thing.
fucking
By the way,
Justin-
that shit was on that shit was on sale this week. That's why I bought it.
I know. I saw
Because
that.
like that, I was not looking forward to paying $60 for that game, but man, I'm okay spending $12 on it.
And January 9th is when we should all request off from our
Let
jobs.
me just go do that immediately.
Okay. I'll wait. Make sure it's done first, and then we'll get this.
I'm not Greg. It's gonna get done.
I know. I mean, he was there in Extra Life.
Yeah, but how long did he wait to schedule his time off?
I have no idea.
When we doing our top 10, bro?
Is yours
Every
ready?
One of us. Mine's all good.
I figure we do it the week leading up to it.
Sure.
Yeah, we can do it whenever, Ocean.
You said the 9th?
Probably before his nephews get here.
Yeah, probably be best. 9th, yes, January 9th. It's a Saturday.
Yeah, so did you just select that day or did you do like the weekend?
I selected just that day.
Okay.
And my availability said that I'll be off by 6 p.m. Friday nights starting in January. So we'll be switching back to Fridays then.
Yeah.
Obviously, if, again, a situation like Scott had arises where we can only take a class at a certain time on Friday, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, that was awesome. Like that
was it
class
awful?
too.
What class was it?
It was a chemistry class.
Ugh. Was it the
Yeah,
lab
they
or
covered
the...
like a chapter and a half a day.
Gross. Yeah. I mean, my geology class was dense as well, but my teacher was good, so.
What did you put in the hours field?
I just put 8.
Okay.
It doesn't really matter, they told me.
So, yeah, and did you leave a comment?
Yeah. Well, I didn't leave a comment. Comments only, like, when I, like, went to San Francisco, I said I'll be out.
Gotcha.
I'll be not home here, so
Out of town.
out of
All right.
town,
The request is in,
out of time.
so we're good.
All good. Cool. It is Saturday, December 19th, 2015, and you are listening to the Irrational Passions podcast. I'm Alex O'Neill, your host for this journey that we're about to embark on together. And with me, I have Scott Guthier.
Hello.
And Tony Horvath.
Hi.
And Brian Nobishin Jackson.
Hi.
Good one. I approve.
Yeah,
I was
like
gonna
it.
do a song, but nah, I don't feel like it right now.
That's okay. We'll make you feel like you'll be singing by the end of this show, whether you got liquor in you or not.
I did make some hot cocoa while we were taking that small break.
So that's where you went.
That's
Yeah.
what I should do. I should make some hot cocoa. Yeah, I got.
Maybe
I, got
during
Do you
Use
make
one.
yours with milk or water?
I make it with coffee creamer
Okay.
and water.
So like a hybrid.
Yeah, it's a hybrid. So you get that creamy taste, right? But it's fast and quick. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I did have like my grandma for Christmas one year, like gave me this like tin can full of like hot cocoa shavings, right? And then you would like boil milk in the pan and then put it in there and mix it for like 10 minutes, but it would like get this perfect like creamy froth.
I mean, you could also just like buy a little frother machine.
Yeah, but aren't those like expensive?
I don't know. My dad bought one once. It was like $10, I think.
All right, I gotta look into this.
It's just like a little spinny thing, and you put it in your whatever and turn it on, and it makes a bunch of bubbles on the top.
I'm just still like immediate Google result is like $69.95 for a frother machine.
Well,
So I don't know where we're at. You know, Amazon's giving me $40 though, which is pretty good.
yeah.
We'll see. This is you're incepting ideas.
Really,
in my
you're
head,
just
Tony.
you're just trying to gauge how important your froth is to your life.
It's pretty important.
Is the froth in your life worth $40?
I don't know anymore. We're sitting
I'd
here.
pay you $5 to get it out of my life. Shit.
We're asking important questions here, Scott. Welcome to Irrational Passions podcast. We have a hello. Thank you, Greg Miller, for the name drop on P.S. I Love You. That was very
Yeah.
nice of him. And you know that's a great show you should listen to. By the way,
It's all right.
it's all right. So if you came here
When
because
did
of
you say
that,
that?
what
When did you say that?
on the most recent episode, this week's episode,
Well, they talk about PSX.
He was talking about what he has irrational passions for.
No, he mentioned that he was on our show, which he was, but you won't hear that until January.
Oh, okay.
So, as people know, this is good. Actually, you know, good segue into our Game of the Year content. It's worth noting we're at the end of the year. Here it's December. December. I'm sorry. I lost myself for a second there. To the bruh.
To the bruh.
To the bruh. And we've got Game of the Year content coming. We are recording our Game of the Year podcast on January 9th. I guess I can put the date out there. It's official. It's real. So we're gonna record 5 episodes in that day. It's gonna be a whole day. We're gonna Nobishin, Tony, Scott, and I are gonna lock ourselves in a room together. We will only leave once a Game of the Year for 2015 has been chosen.
It's going to be easier this year than previous years. I'm just going to put that out there.
Absolutely.
Absolute fucking movie.
It's probably gonna
Other
be-
categories, however, are going to get quite a bit uglier.
Oh yeah, it's gonna get violent.
It's just going to be me and Nobshin holding each other for dear life while Scott tries to kill Alex.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's every year. It's the holiday spirit.
Yeah.
I mean, like, what's a good Christmas without little Alex stuff going on?
Right?
You know,
And at least this time, Justin won't be around to constantly talk about Danganronpa. So, you know, everyone wins.
Now we shouldn't have put out the day because then he'll just show up at my house and I'll have to lock him out.
Yeah.
It's not in the holiday spirit to leave him out there freezing in the cold. But
Yeah, exactly.
we got to do what we got to do to protect the sanctity of our game.
That's
of the year
right,
show.
because it's important.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. It's a little bit later than we typically record it, so we're gonna have to figure out kind of like the week we're gonna take off IP and when that's gonna go out. And so all of our Game of the Year stuff is probably gonna come out like maybe a week later than it typically does. So our top 10s are probably gonna come out the second week of January, and that Game of the Year show is probably gonna come out the third.
Or
week
we
of
could just
January.
not take a week off never take a week off.
Well, I mean, like the week off is going to be the week that the 5 Game of the Year episodes go out.
Yeah, Monday through Friday, then Saturday a show comes out.
Oh, God, no. And we're switching back to. We are switching back. You understand? Like, I have to edit these things. Right?
I'll help.
God is so upset.
That was like the only time I've ever expressed genuine emotion on the show. I know all those times I cried, but yeah, no, it's good. It's gonna be fine. We'll figure it out. It'll be easier because there's only gonna be 4 of us. I have all the equipment we need to record here, so hopefully, God willing, we won't have any issues. But
what's our mandatory bullshit that we order for this year?
I mean, well, technically the Surge didn't arrive for last year, so that'll probably still happen.
do you want to do? We can do Surge.
I would have already bought it, but I don't have Prime right now, so
Well, it's part of like their
Prime Pantry.
Prime Pantry. So
Yeah.
even if you do have Prime, you still have to pay extra.
Well, I would just get like 2.
Yeah.
It's something new every year, though.
I mean,
You guys
yeah.
have any requests? I mean, we are the Irrational Passionists. We can choose. You guys have a say in this, as opposed to me just like ordering some random shit that shows up like Gushers, fruit
Oh
juice
God,
or
no!
something.
Please, we don't need to swim in gushers while doing this.
I think we did ball pit in 2010, Surge in 2014. I think it's time we do Gushers in 2015.
Only if like we put them all in a big tub and Scott has to get the gush out of the gushers with his feet.
Like that episode of Ed, Ed and Eddie where Rolf was
Yep.
was mashing
Exactly.
the grapes. I'm sorry, Scott. Your mic muted, so I just jumped on top of whatever you were saying.
I said, why just my feet? I'll just roll around in it.
Exactly. Use your whole
Oh
body.
God, that'd be so sticky.
Well, that I
then
think
you
all of
won't
our
get a
video
hug.
shows are inherently sticky. I'd hug Scott after that. Scott never hugs anyone, so anyway, generally, Game of the Year is going to be crazy. We the way it works, if you're not familiar, if you haven't listened to a Game of the Year show, I would recommend maybe going back and get an expectation of what to expect.
Yeah. Don't worry, it won't be as savage.
We do exactly what Giant Bomb does. So there you go.
Yep.
All the context you need. Except like kind of like the special thing that we do is we do guest top 10 podcasts. Been mentioning it for the past couple of weeks. So like I sit down with a couple other podcast hosts. Some of them are people that have been on for this past year. So guests we've seen come on IP for this past year. We'll see them come back. And some of them are guests that we're probably or that I'm hoping to have on next year. So I try and get a good array of different people from all walks of life, and I got a really good selection of special guests, previous guests, stuff like that. So I hope you guys like it. Again, that's probably going to go up because there are actually so many. It might go up the first and second weeks.
You heard it here first. Alex sits down with the man of the hour, Trump, to talk about his top 10 games of this year.
Yo, Donald Trump and I just sit down. And
You were talking about the Hearthstone player? Thank you.
Oh, my bad. Both would have been great selections.
Scott's talking about that because earlier this week when we were sitting in the voice chat, as you do, two guys were discussing some politics story or whatever about Trump, and then I just kind of come in halfway through, and then 5 minutes later I just chime in. I'm like, "Are you guys talking about the Hearthstone player Trump or the president guy Trump?" And everyone's just like, "You're a fucking idiot." So,
Well, there you go. There's no distinction.
sometimes it's hard to tell.
Sometimes it's hard to tell. Sometimes they have a lot of the same political beliefs. It's weird. No, you showed me some of this Trump Hearthstone guy. He seems all right.
He seems all right.
Yeah. So it's gonna be good. So there will be 5 episodes. I think it'll be episode 2. What are we on? 258. I think it'll be 261 or 262. So that'll be in 5 parts: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Hopefully we won't lose any parts like 2013, God willing. But that'll be. We'll have different categories for each day. And on Friday of that week, we will choose our game of the year. So you have that to look forward to. It's going to be a lot of work for one of us.
Maybe 2.
No, Nabashin's put in work. You're right. I'm teasing you, Tony. Don't worry. Sure. So that's it. That's that. That's game of the year. Let's talk about video games. We've been playing video games. I hope.
Fun fact.
Nabishin, have you been playing video games?
I have.
Cool.
Well, more of a video game. 'Cause I haven't really been playing anything else this week. Some of the little stuff I did play though was like um I jumped into the Street Fighter 5 beta thanks to our friend Silver PR. Who managed to give me a code for that. And yeah, that's really decent. It's really really good for what it is so far. Like it's Street Fighter, so like I can't really like go too much into like any real depth into it. I didn't play too much of it, and two is like like I'm still trying to get used to the new system, like the V triggers and just like generally how it flows. And like I didn't even check to see if my arcade stick works, so I should check that out next time I play it. But like yeah, like it plays good, it looks good. And I love the fact in the beta, like I could just be in training mode, like or like it pretty much was like I go into training mode and I could just start training and like trying to like, pick out a character, and while I'm training, like it automatically tries to find like a match. So like when I feel like I'm good enough to like get ready for a match, it'll pretty much like have that queued up for me already. So that's really decent for that. Like but yeah, like I'll definitely be buying that game. I believe it comes out like a few days or the day of my birthday, one of those two. So yeah, I'm really excited to play some Street Fighter 5. That'd be great.
Yeah. Are you looking forward to that at all, Tony?
Yes. Yeah. I'm actually checking right now because Silver PR also sent me a code to it. I just hadn't gotten around to it yet, but I think it's the same one, and we were trying to find out if it was multi-use or not. He didn't know. So I purposely waited because I figured like I'd let other people have a crack at it first.
Yeah,
That's probably go under my account if anything. So
Exactly.
I know Jarrett also got a code from Silver.
It's all the same code.
Okay, so
big props to Silver for doing that for us.
For spreading the holiday.
So
cheer.
let's
Appreciate
see.
that.
Yeah, so it's not multi-use. I just checked.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, wait. No.
Go for it.
Okay. Yeah. I only got to play like 5 matches of that, and I really want to play more. So, have you kind of gotten a better understanding of like the V trigger stuff at all, Nabishin?
Like a little bit. Like I said, I didn't play too much of it. Like I just tried Ryu and Chun Li because I'm so familiar with those, and like I already know their movesets and everything. So, like Ryu, like when he used V trigger, like like pretty much all his moves, like he had like, electricity along with this. So like his Hadouken gives you electricity, and it's like his Dragon Punch gives you a bigger shock and more damage. So like just little things like that. I gotta get used to doing his parries, so I haven't done parries in a Street Fighter game in a while. So that'd be useful when I use him. And like I just used a little bit of Chun Li, and like she's pretty much the same. I don't really know what her V trigger does. I think maybe she's faster or just more stronger. I'm not quite sure, but I just gotta mess around with it a little bit more and just figure some stuff out. I'm really interested in trying out the new characters, so I just need to get around to it.
All right. Yeah. Like I said, Lara is the only one that I played, and I really liked how she felt. Like it very grapply, so something I would probably get into.
Alex likes to be grappled.
Yeah, that's my one weakness. Scott knows. He wrestled for 12 billion years.
Accurate.
Like 5.
Okay, that was close.
Scott's whole family is like WrestleMania.
Yep.
Yeah, he actually lives.
I live with John Cena.
I was gonna say, like, when you walk into his house, you see like a big light up WWE versus Raw sign, but no, that's better.
Yes, Scott's alarm clock is just the John Cena noise.
Exactly. We've heard it once on the show, but it's changed since then.
Yeah.
You just hear dun, 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 dun. Scott knows it's time to wake the fuck up.
Yep.
All right, something novice in other video games.
Other than that, like I noticed I had a 3DS, so I was like, oh, I should probably just look at this thing because I haven't like messed with it pretty much all this year, which is like sort of a sad thing. Like the only game that I bought for it this year was Majora's Mask, and so like I played maybe like 30 minutes of that. Like, oh yeah, I remember this game. I should go back to it.
Man, you should play Triforce Heroes. Game's good.
Game's all right.
All right then. And like I just like messed with it a little bit, and like I just fired that game up. I messed with Animal Crossing because Katie went back to that game and she was like, "Oh, you should play that game again." And I'm like, It's like
No.
no, I mean I don't mind. It's just like I don't know how to play that game. It's
Animal
just like
Crossing?
well, I haven't touched it in over a year, maybe over 2 years now. Like
The thing about Animal Crossing is there's no wrong way to play it at the very least. So
Yeah.
It's just a little bit more of like I fired it up and like it's like okay, I'm here. What do? I don't know.
Go to the island and start catching bugs, motherfucker.
That's
you know
right.
how this works.
You better pay back Tom Nook.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even remember how to even do that. So it was just like, oh, where do I dig up for fossils? Where do I send it to the museum?
That's the beauty of Animal Crossing, though, is when you don't know.
When you realize that you don't know that, and it's a trap, and you're in a money laundering scheme, and it all comes crashing back to you. No, I mean, that's fair. There are definitely times where like I am too intimidated to go back to Animal Crossing because I'm sad when I would go around my town's full of weeds and
that's all I did was just
one
pull
remembers
weeds
me.
for like an hour, and I was like, okay, I'm done. So I don't know. I'll probably still play some more of it. Like I said, Katie's back into it. She really wants someone to play with, and like she's like really guilt tripping me about it. It's like I need someone to play with. No one plays this game, and I want to co-op with
Katie,
somebody.
I will play.
So it's
I
pretty much
still
like,
technically do play that game.
technically.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Technically.
Like I check in on it every once in a while.
Oh, okay.
I haven't opened it in years.
It-
Well, over a year now because of that same fear. So, who am I to judge? I will say, a 3DS game that came out, it's only available on 3DS. It came out last week that fucking nobody noticed was SteamWorld Heist. Came out on the 10th. Which is one of my most anticipated indie games of this year. And
Did you pick it up?
I haven't bought it yet because like I'm at this point where it's coming to PS4, Vita, a bunch of other places early next year. So I don't know. It's like one of those things. It's like my Rise of the Tomb Raider of like, can I just wait? Should I just wait for this? We'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah,
PS4 might just be a better experience for that.
Yeah,
anyway.
I definitely because I played SteamWorld Dig on PS4. That was definitely like it's great on Vita. No, I played it on PC, but I plugged in my TV. My bad. It's definitely a great Vita game, but I don't know. It looks really good though. SteamWorld Heist looks really good. Anything else an option?
And I fired up Smash on 3DS.
Yeah, me too. Well, not on 3DS, so I'm not a schmuck, but
yeah, I fired it up. Like, I don't have the money to get on cloud just yet. I mean, I'll probably get them on Wednesday. But like I just fired it up, just feeling like just to feel how that game is, because like I still like it on 3DS. It's still fine. And like when the DLC comes out, I usually get like the characters on both systems, just because like I don't know whenever I might want to travel and just play some Smash, so I'll be like, hey, I want to play with the new characters. It's like, oh, I can't do it, so I always make sure I just get the characters, not the stages, but the characters at least on both systems, because it's just like $1 or so more, so it's not that big of a deal.
You got to practice up for when that sweet character shows up.
yeah, it's true.
Talk about that in news.
Yeah. I like Tony. You're fucking alluding to news. You're turning into like a
man.
little mini Alex O'Neill.
Oh God, please no.
But yeah, that's pretty much it with the 3DS. Like it's been like a long year for that for me, and that kind of bums me out. But like and
Are you gonna try Fire Emblem at all?
Probably not.
I feel like you could like Fire Emblem a lot.
But if I liked it, I would have started with Awakening. So
Yeah, I mean like Awakening.
Have you played Awakening?
I think I played like maybe the demo of that, and I haven't played anything else of it.
You should try it sometime.
Yeah, you
It's
can probably get it on
quality
cheap.
game.
So I don't know. It's cool. Like if you like this guy, it's kind of the Awakening adds a little bit more hooks, like that game does, as far as like characters are concerned.
Yeah.
Because
I might for the next Fire Awakening. Tell you what.
beforehand,
Fire Awakening.
Fire Awakening. Before there were
Something I
less
said.
character relationships. No, it's fine, Tony. Just go off into your own little world over there. Yeah, so like you might get a little bit more character out of it. But who knows? Who knows?
But other than that, like I just remembered I played more Nuclear Throne. Like it's weird with that game. Like because I definitely like it, but it's like when I see like other people play it, it's like I like it even more, and then I play it again, and it's like, oh, I got a little bit further than last time, so it's like it's actually really cool. Like when I was playing it before, like I barely got past like level 2 or 2-1 or whatever, and like then I saw the quick look for it, and that's how far Jeff got. So like I picked up some of his strategies, and then like I got like to like 4 dash something, so I got pretty far. Beat the big dog or whatever, and like felt really satisfied playing that game. So like that game's really fun. I really enjoyed it a lot.
I got to the same place, beat the big dog. It's really cool. That game's it's awesome. I turned down the camera shake though, because it was a little too much for me. I'll let you know.
I barely even noticed.
Are you playing on Vita?
Both actually.
Okay, I'm just playing on PS4. It's just looking at a big TV and the whole thing shaking is a little it's a little alarming, I'll say. But yeah, that game's cool.
But yeah, like pretty much everything else like has been a back burner to me playing The Witcher 3, because like I just been playing that again. I just got really back into it again, like for just almost no reason. Because like I was like oh, it's just like remember some of these games, and then it's like I started that game up again, and then like I just can't fucking stop now. As far as the hours, I'm already like probably before I started playing, I was like maybe 24 hours, and now I'm like double of that now. It's just been nothing but that all this week. Mostly because like okay, so like I'm missing trophies, so like I have to fucking play Gwent. So I started just like getting into
that's
that.
right, you do.
And like it's infuriating. Like like I said, I still actively do not like doing Gwent, but like it's not like I'm bad at it, because I just beat the tournament of it, the high stakes one. I just beat that, and like I'm just trying just like a few cards away from like getting all the Gwent cards, but like yeah, like it's still something I'm just. It got to the point where like it just infuriates me just even just to play it, but like I still get through it, because like I said, I still want that platinum, and like but aside of when just playing more of The Witcher 3 is just like just me enjoying it so much more, because like now I'm playing it's weird to say, but I'm having even more fun with it, with the it being on a harder difficulty. Like it's on the hardest difficulty, even like because like it's still like because it's way harder, because not only is that it's harder because it's on the hardest difficulty, I'm on New Game Plus, which makes it even harder than before. So like and it's weird because like more or less I'm mainlining it, but like I'm trying to think of the best way to say it, because like
Satisfying?
It's more satisfying. I guess that really is what it is. It's just like because like of course the dying still is a bitch, and it's still like a minute low every time you die, which is still just like the worst thing ever. But like the fact that like I learn more about the game playing it on the harder difficulty, like just abusing my signs a little bit more, like using the I think it's acne sign, where like you control somebody and have them
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, actually, just like have someone just like attack someone for you.
Invaluable.
Like, that's like it's super valuable when your hardest difficulty is like and just like getting used to using oils more than I ever used them before, and just like it makes you use really pretty much every system in that game to like get through it. And it's, like, it's something you just have to learn when you play it, and like it's just really satisfying when like it works and it gets through, and like and sure I still die for some parts, but like for the most part now I'm good enough to like strategize a lot better. Just like doing that Rurouni Kenshin strategy more or less. It's like just running away and just like having your enemies like line up in a straight line, so you can just take them out one by one. So you just take one out, you run away, take one out, run away. So like you just have them like in a straight line and just take them out one by one. So it's like this like little strategies that you just have to think about to like get through some certain things, and it's just like just really rewarding just doing stuff like that.
It's like that the Dark Souls effect. Like, you know, the reason Dark Souls is so cool isn't because it's like arbitrarily hard, but it's like it doesn't give you any wiggle room. Like, you have to be smart in order to win, right? So, like, you know, coming up with your own strategy of like, you know, lead them in a line, take them out one by one, using more of your resources, right? This is something that the game is encouraging you to do, not like passively, but like aggressively. In that, like, you need to do this or else you're gonna fucking die. So like every victory is that much more satisfying. So I totally understand. Like, that's how I was with Witcher 2, and like when I played Witcher 1 a lot, because like Witcher 1 is a little bit even more rough. Like, it's just like because those systems are so ingrained, like you have to use them or else you can't even beat like the smallest dude. So you know, those systems really work. I think. So, I'm glad you're getting into it.
Oh yeah. So yeah, like so pretty much I'm at Skellige now. So I'm starting that whole arc again. And then even this time around, like cause like it's weird when I play that game. Well, it's not really weird, but like it's more of a me thing. It's like so like I did the whole Trish thing, where it's like have her help her faction and help them escape and everything like that. And then it's like, because I knew this playthrough I wanted to like go with Yennefer, but it was like more of like you know, this reading experience as being with Trish again. It's like, oh my god, like, do I really want to do this? Like, is it even worth it? And it's like, because I haven't seen Yennefer in a long time, and then like, I don't even know if I want to do this. So
it is rough,
like,
they really put some distance between you two.
Yeah, it's totally rough. Like I said, it's the Catherine effect. It's like if you're not with that other person for for the longest period of time, it fucks with you, and it's just like it just makes something that you thought was special not as special anymore. And then like, but once you're back together with them, it's like, oh yeah, this is totally right. This is totally what I want to be. So basically, what I'm saying, don't get in long distance relationships. But like
exactly.
But yeah, like, but like, as soon as I got back with Yennefer and like started talking to her again, it's like, oh yeah, Yennefer, yeah. So like, I felt better about it. But of course, when I see Trish again, like, because she's more in my match, like totally, she's more in my match. But like, I also really like Yennefer as well. So it's like, I generally. That game's real good, dude. It's really fucking good.
Yeah. I remember like I don't know if it was when we had Jacob and Jared on or just Jared on. It was just like
it was both of them.
Yeah, when we talked about like the intricacies of those relationships and how well they play off of each other, it's just like that's so good, man.
Sounds like that game might be all right.
It's all right. You know, it's sad because like, you know, I hear a lot of people in video games like talk about that game, and most of them never made it to Skellige. And that's when like the world Skellige is like a whole other game, pretty much. Like, everyone talks different, everyone looks different, everyone acts different. There are different monsters.
So what you're saying is the game is racist.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the game is super racist, but
not with the DLC.
Not with the DLC. There you go. Finally.
Very first you see someone with color.
Yeah, it's true. It is weird, you know, like how much you take that for granted, though. It is.
Well, they heard what the fans wanted, or heard the complaints.
Yeah, they heard the feedback. I can't wait for the next DLC, when it's a whole new area. So, yeah, no, I'm with you, Nabashin. You know, I was right there with you from the word go. So,
like, it makes me want to like just like listen to another show and just think about like where my thought process before I played The Witcher 3, like a pre Witcher 3 world, like where my mind was at, and it's like like I don't know about this game, and like I really want to play it, but and now I just like God, like how
You're
could I have
completely
ever?
on the other end.
Yeah, like dude, this is literally one of my favorite games ever. It's really good.
Yeah, and I want to listen. I should listen back just to like when I was really high on it, because like I'm just not as high on it because I'm so far removed from it. So I want to like reignite some of those feelings, because I know I feel very passionately about it. And of course, every time you get like into it and get that worked up feeling of like, no, like this is fucking good. I'm like, I get that, like some fire ignites in my heart. I'm like, yeah, what he's saying. But I've been so busy with everything else that I'm too afraid to get sucked back into that game. So
But yeah, but that's everything I've been playing. I really gotta play Undertale this week. I got stuck
I was about to
with Witcher
ask
for
if
a while.
you've done any of that.
No, I haven't done anything this week, and that's because Witcher's been so distracting me. But like, yeah, I need to put that game down for a while and fucking
So
finish Undertale.
you haven't actually completely finished your run through yet?
No, like I said, the last thing I did was the quiz thing.
Right.
That's
And I don't know if you mentioned before, are you playing like a neutral game?
Yeah, I'm not killing anybody.
So you're playing pacifist.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, neutral is killing some things.
No, I haven't killed one thing yet.
Okay. That's good. Yeah, that's a good way to get through the game, at least for the first time.
I don't know if that's like something they like it's weird to say, but like I don't know if they intended it to be that way. To make
No,
you
they
like
didn't. They didn't.
okay.
They intend you to full on go ahead, pick up on Flowey's Q, but for Toriel instead of Asgore.
Hmm. Yeah, like even like when I'm with Flory, like when I first saw him, like you know, like he's like hit me, and I'm like, no, I don't want to hit you. Like there's something wrong about this. So like, yeah, like yeah, that game's real good. I need to go back to that game.
Game's real good. Yeah, so I would say like being as far as you are, try and get through the game one more time past where you are now. The second time takes a lot less time. I'll say that.
Okay.
So I would recommend.
You would recommend doing through it multiple times?
I would recommend playing
It
through the
is-
game
it
at
is-
least one more time.
It is set up. It is set up so you go through more than twice.
Yeah, the game will remember what happened in the previous time that you played.
Okay, I didn't know they had New Game Plus. All right.
Yeah, so it's not really New Game Plus, but
Yeah.
it's just there are persistent elements to the game, like, and I don't want to like give Alex too much of a hint into this because he hasn't played yet.
it's so weird, like hearing about Undertale. I'll tell you, like from the outside looking in, like
Yeah,
I feel like I'm in like some like one that you're either speaking some secret language that I just don't understand. Like there's so much like I still don't get what makes that game good, right? Like from the outside,
you
looking
won't
in.
until you play it.
Yeah,
That's the
exactly.
thing.
And it's weird. It's very weird.
I will
That's
say
not
that.
because you're avoiding it.
Yeah, exactly. I've avoided so much about it too.
Yeah,
like,
it's a good idea. And I will say that you should be damn sure that you want what you're getting yourself into if you decide to go through and kill everything. Tell you what, because the game will fucking destroy you from the inside out for the entire rest of the time you ever play that game, regardless of what you do.
But
Yep.
is it like a spoiler, just like somewhat, just to be saying like, because like I watched like the first.
The answer is yes.
Yes, but,
so
I mean-
here's what the game does. I can tell you this without any spoilers because you've been through this through these parts. The game leads you down the path of the neutral path first, just because of the way it's set up. They like in the very beginning they show you almost every way that you can play the game. They show you pretty much both sides to how you can take pretty much both ends of the road, both polar ends of the road, and basically they hand you everything you need to know to take whatever path you want, but it's designed to imply for a player to go in a direction.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, because I'm pretty sure you guys just won't get this ending because what you've already heard, if you do a neutral run, depending on how you played that neutral run, Flowey at the end of the game will tell you to try again and push you towards the polar end.
Yeah, neutral is if you are killing everything or not killing it, or is if you are killing and not killing stuff. and then there's you can kill everything or not kill everything.
Like kind of like a standard RPG.
Yeah, that's what we mean by neutral.
Yeah.
So I would say that if you do experience the true pacifist ending, then you owe it to yourself to play through the opposite end of the game.
Okay.
It's I'm so curious. Like
It's hard to like. I mean,
it is very, very hard to answer.
I want to preserve your personal opinions until after you play it. But
Yeah.
I mean, it comes down to it. We're a games podcast, right? I'm going to talk about this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, my big thing is I still don't really know what makes Undertale, right? So that's like what I'm still most excited to see.
You'll know within I'd say within 5 hours of starting the game, and that sounds ridiculous, but it's just because it's different for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you've heard stuff said by one Jeff Gerstmann, it took him a very long time, and then it takes some people much shorter amount of time. But I would say don't expect to be grabbed by Undertale until at least 30 minutes into the game.
Okay, fair enough. I do want to say Cameron, Nobshin's new soulmate, is watching us live, and he says sometimes I wonder who else is watching the show live. It makes me wonder if they're my soulmate. And then in asterisk he said cue Lionel Richie's hello. So it's just I want us to walk away from this podcast with that in mind.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching, Cameron. Again, you can always watch Irrational Passions podcast live, youtube.com/Irrational Passions.
But that's it. That's our time, definitely.
I played some video games.
Talk about it. I want to know.
I played some Nuclear Throne, like we already talked about. That game's really good. Like I like the different characters in it too.
Have you played this on these PlayStation Plus?
Is it?
No, it's not. I'm sorry. Never mind. Sorry.
I'm dumb. What?
Man, that'd be great.
You're like, I feel gypped. They gave it to me for free, and I thought I was special. I went back and I hopped into Dying Light because I just wanted to like kind of play around that game, just bring some memories back. I'm like, man, that game is so good. Like, holy shit, I forgot. Just like gameplay wise, how good that game was. And then I started remembering all the story stuff that happens in that game, which is terrible. Like, if we were talking about like a game without people of color, this is pretty much on the opposite spectrum of that, and it's kind of like super offensive in a lot of regards to that. So, not every regard. It does some stuff okay. I'll give it some credit, but yeah, it's just like it's this weird game where jump is mapped to R1, and you have
Dying Light. It's kind of okay.
It's really good. It brought it back for me, and playing that and Tomb Raider, which I'll talk about in a minute, and just thinking about some other stuff is like it. And I'm curious to see what you guys have to say about this, but it brought something to my attention that I didn't know I loved as much as I do. But that's like the curve of video games, right? And like this is always like, especially with like Metroid games, this is always like the thing, right? I love the curve of like starting super weak and getting like not necessarily super strong, but having access to so many different ways of how to approach problems. And like Tomb Raider does that really well, and Dying Light does that really well. Of like in Dying Light you start off with like these planks and these boards, and Witcher does it really well too. These planks and these boards as like melee weapons, right? It takes like 7 hits to kill one zombie, right? And you got to hit it in the head, and like maybe you'll get a critical hit. It'd be really cool. But in the end, like I just had these like electrified fire scythes that I'm just like cutting through entire waves of zombies with one swipe. And like there's this gradation between that. I've got a grappling hook and I'm traversing stuff really quickly. But before, you move slower. You have a stamina meter. You can't sprint forever. So it was just like it flooded back those memories of like starting that game not as like the fastest, strongest parkour runner, but then by the end of it you're so much faster and stronger. It's really cool. It's very satisfying. So it's making me kind of want to play through that game again just to see the gameplay gradation. But then I remembered the story. I'm like, oh no, thank you. I also had like a trophy glitch with that game. I don't know if it's too common or widespread, but like I completed all the side quests, but I didn't get the trophy for completing all the side quests, so I'd have to play that whole game again. I know you know that feel, Tony. So, but Yeah, it's cool. That game's all right. They're putting out a big expansion in February, which they're also selling standalone, and they actually raised the price of the season pass last month for people who hadn't bought it yet, which is weird. But if you had bought it beforehand, then you already have it, so you don't have to pay anything extra. So that's why I didn't think it was worth bringing up in news. But yeah, I'm excited to see that. I'll definitely go back to it. It seems vehicle focused though, which has me kind of worried, but whatever, we'll see. Also, that game looks really pretty. So I played a little bit of it and then deleted it off my hard drive because I didn't have enough room to keep it. So,
Well,
and I don't have enough time to play it when I've got other things I need to go to. But yeah, Dying Light's awesome. You know, it was good to get a refresher on that. It's from January, right? It's like that. I kind of want to play a few matches of Evolve and play a little bit of Metal Gear. Just things that like I want to revisit just to make sure my list, which, you know, some of those games are on, is solidified. I played a little Okami, even though I said last week that I wouldn't. I did. So I started that.
I got really upset when I saw that on your stats.
So... and then, like, I'm getting sucked back into that. It's just like a game I like to play every now and again, usually every couple of years. Just like, man, I really like this adventure. But again, it's like 40 hours long, so I don't have time. God damn it.
You've got other stuff to be doing.
I got other stuff to be doing. Like finishing Tomb Raider, which I did. Hot diggity damn. I beat that game, Abishin.
Deal.
I did you proud. Yeah, that was just another thing of like... I had like this very Shadow Complex moment with that. Like you get like a rebreather, so you can breathe underwater, or you don't have to worry about breathing underwater. And there's that exact moment in Shadow Complex, and I'm like, man, this feels familiar. And you need that to get into one of the tombs. Yeah, man, that game is really good. Like it's hard to put into words why that video game is just super great to play, but it's just like a super great video game to play. I'm excited for more people to be able to play that next year. It's coming to PC in January, so that's right around the corner. And I guess PS4, no official release date, but I imagine November of next year. Yeah, I don't know. It is really hard to describe gameplay wise. It's a very tightly controlled game. It's paced, like the action set pieces are paced really well. Like there's something I noticed, like because I played that Uncharted 2 demo a little while ago, and it is one of those things like that demo specifically has you like going up the hotel, right? And, like there are just parts of that like traversal wise that last like a little too long, and I think that's definitely more of an issue in Uncharted 3 than it was in 2. But yeah, there's just like points where like you're platforming and doing the whole Uncharted thing of like let me climb up these multicolored, these bright yellow bars that I can clearly climb up, like. And it just kind of like goes on for a little too long. But Tomb Raider doesn't really have that problem. It's just like everything's really succinct and satisfying, and it feels like you're always moving, which is it's nice. It differentiates itself from the crowd in that regard. I will say, like there is a part towards the end where you have to like go save somebody. I'm like, all right, can we? We were really fucking going, and then this just derailed everything. But unlike Uncharted 3, it didn't last 4 hours, so I can't complain. Two things that I really noticed with that game, finishing it, that I want to run by you, Nabishin. One, that game is kind of like Uncharted 2. It's like just Uncharted 2 in a lot of weird ways. Do you feel me on that? Like the snow, and then like you discover this, and then you go to the city, and then some stuff happens there, and then you run out of the city.
The one-dimensional,
yeah, like that
antagonist.
Kind of, the one-dimensional antagonist. Yeah, like the kind of beats, but also like beat for beat is almost exactly like the first Tomb Raider. Where it's except for like the whole point where like there are other people that you can talk to and do side quests with. Like that part was actually really refreshing and cool. But like you go place, there are natives there. In this case, the natives aren't the antagonists, but then you like see these people who are like super close to worshiping this thing, and it's like, man, we really shouldn't fuck with these people. And then you fight a whole bunch of those people, And they're like, well, I guess we fucked with these people. And then it's like there's a whole bunch of that right at the end. And then there's the ending, which was very similar, I would say. But yeah, it's just like those beats, like story beats, were very similar, which I thought was kind of not disappointing, but it was very safe. But you know, I still liked it. I would say like mechanically, it was a bit more interesting to play than the first one.
Definitely.
They brought like a lot of new stuff to it.
Like I said, like playing it feels like not night and day because the first game played so good too, but like it plays so damn good on Rise of the Tomb Raider. Mm-hmm. It's just that the story is just very very forgettable as far as for me at least.
Yeah, I will say like there was like the kind of twist at the end with a certain character that you had gotten to know that I was like, oh, well, I actually didn't expect that. That I thought was really cool. And like, you know, they had some alright characters in there, like nothing too memorable outside of Lara. Obviously, Lara's great. And again, like some of that performance capture stuff that they did just looked super super excellent. Like the facial expressions, especially like there's a lot of subtleness there that blew me away. But yeah, I really liked it. I did all the side quests. I did all the tombs. Tombs are great. Puzzles great. And there's like, you know, you see like visually like the way they build certain areas out. Like you see like a lot of cool stuff in the world there. So a lot of props to the environment artists in that game. Like Nicole Tan, for example. A lot of cool places that you go there. And they visualize them like really well. Like there's this one area, it's one of the tombs. It's not too much of a spoiler to give away. It's just one of the like many tombs in the game. It's like you're trying to, there's like this gust of wind happening in like this crevice between these two huge mountain walls. And you're trying to open these doors, and after you open the doors, you see like there are these holes in the wall that have created like this naturally forming windpipe. That was just really cool to see. It reminded me of that episode of SpongeBob. Where SpongeBob makes all the SpongeBob statues that make the music so the jellyfish will leave him alone. Deep cut. Yeah, I know. I'm really bringing it. So yeah, it's Tomb Raider's cool. You should play that game. People should play that game. And I apparently didn't do too well on Xbox One, but you know, it gets a second chance. And if you really like Uncharted, and if you like that kind of game, you should really play this game, even if you didn't play the first one.
I hope it stays in people's consciousness until like it comes out. 'Cause I know I talked to Allie about it, and like I know she says she's still. That's the one game she really wanted to play, but like since she only has a PS4, she can't play it on Xbox One. I don't think she probably has a PC strong enough either, so like she has to wait till PS4. So that just kind of sucks for her to wait like a whole year later just to even get around to it.
Yeah, I mean like. If done well, the marketing could really give that game just like a whole second wind. But we'll see. We'll see what Square Enix decides to do. All right, and the other thing was I played Destiny with Scott. Scott, not Tony. Although Tony was there.
Yeah, he was totally there.
We played the King's Fall raid, Scott.
Yes, we did.
We finished it. It was the fastest I'd done it in the 3 times I did it.
Oh, even with all my jump quests failing?
Even with
it wasn't that bad.
No, because last time we did it, Cameron had a lot of trouble with the jump quest, so it was about equal as the last time we did it, that part. But no, yeah, we actually like had a really good pickup group. Everyone was pretty like over light level 300s. Everyone was pretty tough.
Yeah. It depends on when you do it in the week. Typically you get better people going earlier in the week, but it was a pretty good group for a Sunday.
We only wiped like legitimately once on Oryx, the final boss. So.
That wasn't really even legitimate,
yeah,
though, because it was while I was still telling Scott what to do.
Yeah, like.
And then I jumped on the thing as soon as he said, "Hey, you're gonna jump on that thing." So then I jumped on the thing, and he was just like, "Oh, well, you weren't supposed to do it yet." I was like, "What happened? You just started the fight."
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, like, it was cool, like, because all the bosses, save for that last one, we didn't die on at all. There was like this moment during the relay, which is one of like the first areas where like everything was falling apart on one half of the map, everything was fine on the other half of the map. But
Scott's half was going strong.
Yeah, Scott's half was going strong. My half was like, oh god, but we brought it together and we like kept it going, and we were all like losing our minds. I'm like, how do we get this to work? So it was like a really fun run. Good people. Except for like there was like a 10-year-old in there, but he was all right. He didn't talk as much.
That happens every once in a while. Like a lot of people, especially like Destiny has this weird thing where like there are like a lot of people our age who play Destiny, and then there are like a very small subset of like 12-year-old kids who play Destiny, and they're like
Halo,
the
like
most
real kids.
annoying. So there are a lot of groups that say like adults only and all that stuff, but when I made the group I didn't put that there. So because typically like the kids who go on like LFG looking for raids and stuff, they know how to not be super annoying, and that happened to be the case, so that was good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think of it, Scott?
Oh, it was a good raid.
I did too. You've played a lot more raids than me, so.
So I want to say the worst part about the raid is going to be the ogre fight, because it just seemed kind of unnecessary. Some parts of it. Golgoroth, yeah. Some parts of it seemed unnecessary, because at least it seemed so because of the way that we were dealing it. Like the guys on the floor on that last part.
Mm-hmm.
The Taken.
Yeah, that were just always there.
They don't spawn in 5 waves like the ads before them.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to give you like some urgency to kill the boss when he's close to dead. It makes the fight harder.
Right, but at the same time, when he's that close to dead, who in their right mind would, try and focus all of the ads?
Right. So the typical strategy that a lot of groups employ is that one of the Warlock subclasses, the new one, gets like a lightning super, like they turn into a Jedi Master and can force lightning everybody. So they'll just have one Warlock switch off of Sunsinger, which is crazy, right? Alex, giving up your self-revive? Oh my god.
Heaven forbid.
So they'll have one Warlock switch to that, and then they can just pop their super and kill all the ads while the rest of the team kills the boss.
I mean, hey, I'm pretty sure Sunsinger was one of the reasons we pulled together that one fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had 2 people on Sunsinger.
Sunsinger's pretty good. Dirty cheaters.
Hey, man. I need all the help I can get, right? If I were to ask you, Tony, right. you would say yes. Yeah, no, it was fun. You picked up on everything quickly, Scott, even though you hadn't played Destiny in a while. But
it helps when, like...
Tony was explaining everything in excruciating detail.
Yeah, just because I knew that Scott wouldn't have fun doing it, like, not being super familiar with the mechanics of how to play. Like, he didn't know how to switch to his heavy weapon at first.
Nope.
Or how to reload.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
And also not knowing what to do. So we kind of went in knowing that, like, I'm going to tell you exactly where you need to be and what you're going to be doing. And that'll just help you get through it because you've got a lot to kind of process.
Yeah.
Yep.
And now since all of you guys have been, well, the 2 of you have been through, I'll tell you the differences between the normal mode and the hard mode raid.
Sure.
So, let me see if I can remember all of them. So, the first part where you're running the balls to the statues, that's the same. The only, like, throughout the raid, the big difference is that every enemy is 2 levels higher. So that's just, everything's a little bit harder. So that applies to like stuff where I say that nothing's changed. But so that first one, nothing really changes. Just the enemies are higher level. The second part, the jump puzzle, that platform in the middle isn't there. So there's no checkpoint on the ships. So you have to go from the beginning to the end all in one. So there's that. And then for the for the totems checkpoint, just the enemies are stronger, more stuff spawns. There are like yellow health knights that spawn from the center and go towards the sides So there's just more stuff to take care of when
I
you're
can see
standing
that
in the
making
middle.
that part specifically.
Well, the thing about that fight specifically is that people, if you just get every single person in the group, including Sunsingers, to just pop their super every time they're in the middle, you'll wind up with like 60 orbs of light in the middle, and so you just always have your super in the middle, so it's not so bad.
Okay.
So then for War Priest, the way that works is, you know how when you finish a damage phase, he'll make like the whole room get really bright and absorb a statue. Mm-hmm. Each statue in hard mode carries a power, and when he absorbs that statue, he gets that power. So like the one on the right gives him the you know how Taken captains can throw big like black balls at you that blind you.
Ladies.
Yeah, I know. So he can get that one. He can get the Taken Vandals thing where they'll shoot like 2 little sniper bullets at you.
Wow.
And he can get the Taken Centurions thing where they fire those homing bombs, kind of like what Golgoroth does.
That's pretty cool.
So depending on which statue order you go in, he'll get more powers. So that's the difference on that guy. Then for Golgoroth, when you're standing in that pool to be able to do damage, one person will randomly get a debuff that when the timer runs out does a ton of damage to anyone standing near you.
Ugh.
So if you blow up, then you kill everyone else trying to do damage to the boss, and then everybody looks at you and thinks you're stupid because you don't die from the damage, just everyone around you does. So it's obvious immediately who fucks up. And also he fires way more homing darts at whoever's taking the gaze.
Ugh.
Yeah, and they're not very fun. And then for the daughters, between the first and second damage phase, typically in normal mode, you guys are used to like a 20-second buffer, like where the damage phase will end, then you have 20 seconds before the timer starts ticking down again. On hard mode, there's no 20-second buffer. So as soon as the damage phase ends, the next minute starts where at the end of the minute you die.
Shit.
Also, there are a lot more ads on that part. And that's true for the third, fourth, and however long you take. Most people on hard mode will just finish that boss in 2 damage phases just because it gets overwhelming.
Yeah.
And then for Oryx, the biggest change, and this kind of goes into the challenge mode and making it much more difficult, is that once you've killed your ogre and they drop their bomb, in hard mode, diagonally across the side of the map from you, a knight will spawn out of one of the pools called a Light Eater Knight that will come and try and steal your bomb.
Fuck.
So after killing your ogre, before you go to the middle, keep in mind there are more ads and they're higher level. You also have to snipe a knight. So there's just a lot more stuff going on.
Yeah. That sounds like fun though, like those challenges.
Yeah.
Sound fun.
The way that they build the raids in hard mode, then remove some stuff to make it easier for normal mode.
Yeah.
So, and then I can tell you about the challenge modes too, which we've now gotten through all 3 of them. Oryx was this week. Mm-hmm. So the challenge modes for the War Priest is that no one person can have the aura, like the aura where you have to kill ads, so the rest of your team can do damage twice. So a different person has to have it each time. Okay. That's not too big a deal. So a lot of people, like when you go through, like when I think I even said it when we went through. When you guys killed the boss, we did it in a way that challenge mode, had it been active, would have been completed. Just because a lot of, like, apparently Bungie thought a lot of groups were just having one person take the aura every time it happened to be on one platform, and they just wanted everyone to be able to do it. So then the Golgoroth challenge mode is that whenever you go to the damage phase, each person has to hold the gaze once. So instead of one person grabbing it, then letting it fall off, each person has to tag his back before you stop. Mm. And then for Oryx, which was this week, you have to detonate all 16 bombs to do his damage his health from 100% to 1% all at once. Yeah. And that's the coolest challenge mode in my opinion. So the way it works on hard mode specifically is that you have to kill the ogres basically immediately because you have to have the bombs pretty much on top of each other to detonate them all. And then you have to snipe your knight from across the stage and clear everything on the entire map. And then don't detonate bombs once you stagger him. And then you don't have to run from bombs, because he'll just pull you in and you have to fight the shade more times. So you do that for 4 rounds until there are 4 bombs sitting on each thing, and then you have people run out and detonate them. It's really cool.
Yeah, I bet that would look really cool.
It is pretty sweet because Oryx is like at full health and then bam, 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 and he's at one, or and it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So that's like the fully realized version of the raid is with those challenge modes. So just for the purposes of you guys knowing like what can happen in that raid, I felt like it's important for you to know those changes.
Yeah, it'd be fun, and like you get an exotic for finishing the challenge, right?
So the challenge modes, the way that they worked was for each challenge mode, when you finish it, and this is on, I'll just say like the rewards for hard mode, because the rewards for easy mode are the same thing, but just 310.
It's normal mode, not easy mode.
Easy mode. So on hard mode, whenever you beat the challenge, you get a 320 artifact, and then depending on what challenge mode it was, you get a different 320 other piece of gear. So like when it was the War Priest, it was either a 320 heavy or special weapon. Mm-hmm. And then for Golgoroth, it was a 320 piece of armor that did not include a head or a helmet. And then for Oryx, it was a 320 primary weapon or a helmet. So if you do that on hard mode, then you'd also get the normal rewards, which would be a 310 version of that stuff that I mentioned. Okay. So that, and you also get emblems, and you get a ship when you beat hard mode or challenge mode Oryx.
Cool.
And a calcified fragment.
Oh, yeah, my favorite.
I mean, you need that touch of malice, right, Alex?
All day. I will say, I finally this week I got all of the Extra Life video uploaded, and I'm downloading it on my computer, so I'm gonna edit a few things together. So if you were listening to that and you're like, man, I don't play Destiny, but fuck, that sounds cool, you'll be able to watch my first run of the raid from Extra Life very soon. I'm gonna clip that together
with Tony.
With Tony. There's Tony and I.
Totally did that.
As well as like Sean Pitts, who's been on the show before, Cameron, one of Sean's friends, and one of our stream viewers, Faith. So that'll be up. Fucking Ultimate Chicken Horse will finally be up, and the world can know how devious Scott is. So I got like a bunch of those videos coming up. I might take a week off of Let's Plays to just focus on getting those up. But there will still be stuff to watch. And then the full Extra Life video will be up. I just have to edit them together, which might take a little bit, so forgive me. It's taking a lot longer than I wanted it to, that's for sure. Do you guys want to take a break and then talk about Scott and Tony's games?
Up to you.
No, not really.
Okay. Scott, did you play anything else then?
I played some more.
Yeah, you cut out Scott microphone.
Some more Triforce Heroes.
Okay.
Yeah.
We did the Ice Caverns. Me and Tony did.
Yep.
Okay. Should I do that on my own time to catch
No,
up?
I mean, we can go through it.
Yeah.
All right.
We can go. Yeah, the Ice Caverns were good.
Yep.
Difficulty's still ramping up.
I don't doubt it. I'm excited to see what.
Yeah, I have since then been through the next part after that. So I've been through the fortress as well.
Well, fuck you, Tony.
There's a specific outfit that I really wanted to get like completed, and I needed, it was all fortress materials, so I just went with random people until I got the stuff that I needed.
Fuck you, Tony.
I think Scott was in there for some of the fortress.
We did a couple, but we just did the tutorial stage.
Oh, I thought I remembered doing the boss with you, but that's fine.
Is it do they put in different at least one new item for every area?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So
That's good. Cool. I'm excited to play a little bit more. We were gonna play at least once a week, but I just didn't do that this week because I'm a bad friend. So
whatever. We all know that.
yeah, that's nothing new here. Is it just the Triforce Heroes and Destiny, Scott?
Yeah, pretty much.
No, it's not.
I forget the other game.
Scott,
yes.
we just played it yesterday.
Starbound. There we go.
Oh my God, Starbound!
Yeah, so here's what happened. I was randomly looking at my Steam library, and I looked at Starbound, and it said last played December 4th, 2013. And it's still in early access, and it's still being actively updated. So I was like, Scott, it's been like 2 years. You want to play Starbound, see what happened? And so we've been playing Starbound.
Cool.
So,
Quite a bit happened.
Yeah, a lot changed.
Is it better now?
I'd say so.
I think it's pretty good.
Is it still just Terraria?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Okay.
I think it does a lot of different like things in that side scroller esque Minecrafty clone game that Terraria does. You know, and it's cool. There's some cool stuff going on. The only gripe that I have with it is that they removed like a lot of the end game progression stuff. So I was able to get all the way to the end game armor in 2 days of playing.
Okay.
But that's not the focus of the game, and that it makes sense.
Okay.
There are cool bosses and stuff. So,
All right. That game is out now, so
it's early access.
it's still early access.
Yes.
Yeah, it's still early
I
access.
thought they released
It moved from alpha to beta.
Okay. That's
what happened.
Some major. Then I don't think if it's in beta. Do you think there's still going to be character wipes or?
No, I don't think so. I think the last one of those was when they switched from alpha to beta.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, do you think that game is ready to be out?
I don't know. Like, I haven't been reading what their plans are too much, but I did read a blog post that says they are getting ready for 1.0, so the game is almost ready. What they said their roadmap was like earlier this month, I guess like a week or two ago, they released a big update that overhauled the entire weapons system for the game, and they have planned one more update to change a lot of the quest stuff that they've got going on, add a lot more of that, and then one final update before they launch to do minor fixes and updates where they need to do, and then it'll launch. So it's getting close.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
I think the game is I think it's ready to come out.
Okay.
I haven't been like watching their roadmap and stuff, so I don't know what their plans are, but I think it's a pretty good game. It does what it needs to do.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention something that I played.
Go for it.
Super Smash Brothers for Wii U.
Yeah.
I got that Cloud DLC,
Yeah.
which is great and awesome. And I saw an image on Facebook that it was an 8-player Smash that had like Cloud, Pac-Man, Mega Man, Sonic, Ryu, Mario, Link, and Kirby in it. And it said, "Can we all take a moment to discuss how fake this would have looked 3 years ago?"
Mm-hmm.
And they're so right. I was like, even like after I bought the Cloud stuff and all the stages that I'd missed, which was like the N64 stages, which was the Mario 64, the Hyrule Castle, I think one other, the Mario Maker stage. And they brought back the Wind Waker stage from Brawl, which I was surprised that they brought back, but I got that as well. Which is the boat, right? And it's got the King of Red Lions behind the pirate ship, and then the pirate ship flies up in the air. It's cool. So I got all the stuff that I'd missed pretty much, because fuck it, I could spend $15 on this and not feel that bad. Still only getting the Wii U versions.
You get that Geno?
I did not get the Geno outfit. We'll talk about that later. We'll get there. But yeah, it's really cool. Like we were texting about the Direct earlier this week. So again, we'll talk about it in the news. But like the attention to detail in some of this stuff with Cloud is really just really neat. Like his limit break, charging his down special, and he charges up a limit break, and then all of his special moves become one of the limit breaks from the game. I didn't do his final smash. That's the one thing I didn't do. But like, yeah, he feels really good. He's got like a lot of really quick series of attacks that kind of like if you fuck them up, it leaves you open, which makes it interesting. There's a lot of give and take to a lot of his moves in that regard. Yeah, he's just a really fun character, and it was just like I was playing Cloud fighting Mario on the Midgar stage. It was playing the Final Fantasy VII boss music that I fucking adore. And then I won, and then it played the victory theme from Final Fantasy VII, and I'm like, this isn't real. There's no way. It's still so unfathomably ridiculous that exists, but God, am I happy that it does. So yeah, I just wanted to share that.
Yeah.
Scott, anything else? That's it? Starbound?
Yep.
League of Legends.
Heroes. I think I skipped out this week.
Good job.
Nailed it. No space engineers.
Nope.
We played Starbound.
Fuck that game. I've never
Space
even played
Engineers?
Space Engineers. And I
It's
fucking hate it.
pretty cool. Like it's
It's
pretty cool to
cool.
look at.
But it's right now in the state that it's in, it's not super playable.
The reason why I stopped playing it was that we tried to like bring in some workshops, like Steam Workshop, like giant capital ships that some people had built, and my computer can't run that stuff. So
Nice.
yeah, it's slowed down to a crawling like 5 frames per second, and I was like, I'm gonna wait until I finish my tower.
Nice. Tony,
Hey.
other video games?
So yeah, we talked a lot about the stuff that I played this week already for the most part. Talked about Destiny, talked about Starbound, talked about Triforce Heroes. I did want to say that I forgot to mention on Starbound that they're adding workshop support in the next major update. So that's a big
cool.
thing. Yeah, that's a real big thing for that game because I feel like what it's really missing and is the reason why the guys still play Minecraft is the mod support that adds all that extra end game and like stuff to progress through. That's not just like I actually said earlier this week, like Starbound, you have to think of it as like vanilla Minecraft because that's about the amount of content that's in it.
Yeah. It's interesting because like, hey, brings up
Go for it.
brings up the tangent I have. Like when you guys talk about Minecraft, like the maybe the first few months was vanilla Minecraft, but like so much like, for 2012, 2013 into early 2014, like especially when Evan was still on,
And even now.
and even now I'm sure he's playing Minecraft somewhere.
Actually, the server that we played on back in the day, MineRP, there was a big thing this past week about it shutting down because it's been that amount of time that's can be expected. And so a lot of us like went on the server because it was like it's dying, so
For
we went on.
nostalgia's sake,
And I happened to see sticker glue on there,
Oh my god!
and I was like, "Hey, Evan," he's like, "What's up, Tony?" It's pretty funny.
Fucking asshole.
And then he was telling me that my sister's paychecks are still at the store because my sister works at Harris Teeter now too. He's like, "Hey, you should come get your sister's paychecks," and I was like, "Evan, please
Don't talk
shut
about
the
my
fuck
sister.
Evan. I haven't talked to Evan since before Extra Life when he told me, "I'm sorry your house blew up."
Just before the incident.
Since before.
But yeah, I thought that was hilarious that Evan just like showed up.
That's fucking great. Yeah, I was just thinking, like, so much of your discussions about Minecraft were about the mods that you guys were playing. It was like, different things, but like most of what we talked about, I would say, in all of our discussions of Minecraft, were about like the modifications and stuff out there and like the different tools that people created. Like, what do you think? Both of you think about like people just like imagine playing the console version. It's just vanilla fucking Minecraft.
I mean, like I wouldn't be super opposed to it just because it's got that nostalgia factor, right? Like I could go back and remake the stuff that I made when I was going through for the first time, and like the old build, like the redstone stuff in Minecraft is interesting enough to keep me entertained for like a good maybe 10 hours. Right, of going back to it, just like going back and doing stuff that I had done before, and that kind of idea behind it would make it okay. So
yeah, it's interesting to think about.
Yeah, and that's the main thing that I'm excited about for Starbound is because I know that's possible with that kind of game, and I would almost say it's going to be easier for Starbound to do so.
Yeah,
so
we'll see. We shall see. Cool. That's it. No, you had one more video game.
Yeah, I also fired up King's Quest in the past couple days, and I've been kind of slowly chugging my way through that, and it's been rather enjoyable.
Yeah. Huh. I opted to kind of because I don't like have a super relationship with King's Quest, but the Game Grumps do, and I opted to kind of just like watch them play through that game. I am curious to maybe play through it myself. The second episode just came out this past week. Second chapter, I guess, and there are going to be 6. But yeah, that game is really, really pretty, and it subscribes to the same type of humor that I find like really endearing. Yeah, it's
So,
it's very
farts.
goofy. Yeah, farts. It's all farting.
it's just very, very sarcastic.
Yes, it's very dry and sarcastic. It's good. It's a very funny game.
So,
Did you finish the first chapter?
no, I think I'm about maybe 3/4 of the way through. So,
Yeah, it's cool, and like a lot of great voice cast, like Christopher
Revis?
Reeves,
I don't know.
Christopher Lloyd does King Graham, the old King Graham, who's Doc Brown. So, yeah, it's cool. He brings a lot of flavor to that. So.
yeah.
Cool. That's it for video games.
That
We're gonna
is
take
it.
a break. I think. Is that it? Is that it? Did we forget something?
I will say that I have watched enough Super Mario Maker this week that I could pretty much say that I played it.
That's the most Tony Horvath thing you've said all
Is that a
episode.
good
Yep.
thing or a bad thing?
Oh, it's good. I love watching people play Super Mario Maker.
I mean, have you not been watching the Clipocalypse or whatever the fuck it is?
Well, I watched
When it was happening, I mean.
I did, and I do watch Patrick Klepek's Mario Maker mornings.
Okay.
And he just finished this week Jeff's level,
Yeah. I saw
and
that.
next week he's starting on the Armageddon, which goddamn that level! I'm excited. If you know nothing about this, Alex, let me just say that
I know all about it.
Okay, this level is like it takes 800 of the 500 seconds to complete that level.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah. I'm excited.
it's gonna be good.
It takes
think-
800 of the 500 seconds.
Yeah, like that level is like so you have to play it more than perfectly to get it done within the maximum time limit for a Mario Maker level.
Yeah. I'm curious to see how that rolls.
So I think Patrick said that he's planning on starting that either Sunday evening or Monday.
Cool.
And then he's going to stream as much as he needs to either finish it or be destroyed by it.
Yeah. Man, we're going to have some interesting Game of the Year discussions about Mario Maker, I think.
Yeah.
And
I want to check in on the level that we made.
Yeah. I'm at the point where I actually really want to get that game.
Yep. I think it's worth it.
I really come around on it. Like, I kind of love that game from a distance, and I kind of want to get in on what people are doing with it.
Would you
I would
ever
buy
make your
a-
own level yourself?
Seeing the way people have taken it, like, I definitely need a lot of time with it before I could be confident enough to be like, hey, I think this is really special. But yeah, I've like totally come around on kind of where I was with that game, and have only played a little bit, seen like playing what I have, like, man, this is actually something else. Like, this is something really, really unique.
Yeah.
And like, that's one, like, I'm at the point in the year where it's probably too late. I don't really have enough money because, Christmas has happened, so I don't think I'm going to get it until maybe early next year. But like, yeah, that game is something else. Like,
Yeah, that's the thing.
especially impact wise, like, it has had like a really cool impact on creativity around video games and stuff. So, all right, well, we're gonna take a break, and when we come back, we're gonna talk about news, which there's some actual interesting, probably the last interesting bits of news for the year have happened now. But
We say that, and then
we
there'll
say
be
that.
more news next week.
I hope so. I love news. News is my favorite. So we're gonna take a break. When we come back, there's gonna be news, and we
You
got-
just like the intro.
It's true. That's it. We got
Are we gonna get a new one before the end of the year?
Nope.
Or by the end of the year?
Not
Or
before the
start
end
of the
of the
next
year.
year.
next year. We'll see. We'll see. I'm working on it. Okay. I have the audio. It's this isn't easy. Okay. Anyway, we'll be back in just a little bit.
Choo choo choo.
Choo choo choo. I have to
Motherfucking
go-
train.
I have to go make some hot cocoa.
All right, I'll see you in like 30 minutes.
No, it'll be like fucking 2 minutes. Jesus.
Now, Machine, did you get? You did, right? You did get Super Mario Maker.
Yeah.
You should look up the level that Justin and I made and see how it's doing.
I can do that right now. God damn, this display keeps fucking responding.
Because I don't know like how often it would get put into like a Mario Maker challenge or something, but I bet it got played at least a couple times. Scott, I almost have all of the outfits available to me so far.
Yeah.
Did you ever play that level, Navashine?
I don't think I did.
Oh, you should play it during the break.
I just didn't know like it was under your name or.
It's under Alex's. I don't have a Wii U, right? So
Yeah, I meant Justin's name.
no, it's under Alex.
So. I think I need the code. I don't think I ever get the code.
I'll look it up on Twitter. Justin tweeted a picture of it. So 1 sec.
I'll just jam out to this tune.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Oh, actually, do you have like Dan starred?
I have the starred, yeah.
You should check out his recent level and tell me how many people have completed it. It's called the Armageddon.
I haven't even looked at his level. Not thinking about it.
Which one, the new one?
Yeah.
It's nuts.
I haven't even looked at it.
All right, let's scroll through all of Justin's tweets until I get that far back.
Go with that.
Well, I'm already in almost up. Here we go. Got it.
June code.
Well,
June code,
right as I
oh,
find it, he
maybe
just tweeted it at you.
Hi, Justin.
Hi, Justin.
You should like totally let's just show up when we do Game of the Year, just to be funny.
I mean, I already kind of expected him to because he got real sad that we didn't tell him about Greg's going away party, and was like half out of his house, coming like just gonna drive down and meet us. So I'm sure he's like itching to come hang out.
Okay. Number. Uploaded.
But yeah, Mario Maker has me like wanting to buy a Wii U
Just that game alone.
just for Mario Maker.
It's real good.
It's real good. I agree.
Like it made it out of my top 10, but like it's a very high like
And so, you're saying it didn't make it in?
yeah, just because of just some other experiences
Sure.
like I kind of want to represent Danganronpa, even though it's not that great of a game, but it's a great Danganronpa game. So that's like my number 10. So that kind of beat out Mario Maker, and Undertale, of course, took it off completely. That's the main reason why it's not there anymore.
Yeah, I gotcha. Did you find it?
I found it.
You about to play?
I'm playing it now.
Have fun.
It's true. It has a drive-thrus. Fuck! What am I doing?
Die immediately.
You're right.
Yep, it sounds like my level. Alex, Navashine is playing the Super Mario Maker level we made at Extra Life.
Don't use the words like "are." I had nothing to do with its conception.
He was going to get food while we made it, so. Oh no. So I was looking through Justin's Twitter to find the code, and at the exact same time as I was able to scroll down far enough to find it, Justin tweeted it at me.
Yeah, Justin DM'd me about doing his Game of the Year list, and I don't know if we have enough room for one more.
That can't be true.
We can make him fit.
Okay.
Take
Just
Greg
kind
out.
of force him in there somewhere.
I haven't even talked to Greg or Evan about the list, so. Alright, chill. Knob, are you determined to beat it before we start?
I'm not determined. I'm just trying it out.
It really fucked me up when you had to start moving.
Yep.
Scott, are you here?
I don't think so.
Let's go here. I'll stop.
Made some hot chocolate. It smells really good.
Oh, I could probably beat this. I didn't know the thing was that far.
Yeah, it's not that long. I wouldn't torture people that much.
Yes, you would.
I wouldn't.
You just didn't have enough time to make a longer level.
That's not true. I ended it at that point purposely. Sounds like Scott's door.
It did. Sounds like Scott's desk.
I will say, Navjin, if you haven't seen it yet, the screen does stop auto-scrolling like halfway through the last section. So be careful of that because it kills people a lot.
What are we talking about?
Navjin's playing the Mario Maker level I made at Extra Life with Justin's help.
Oh, okay.
I'm ready to start.
Okay. Scott, are you ready to start?
Had people
Yep.
played it, Navjin?
Yes, there's a bunch of X's at the very beginning.
Okay.
News in gaming. Let's talk about some news. Nintendo had a little.
Sorry.
It's
I'm
news in gaming like a spray of juice. A funny story, actually.
Funny
You-
joke.
Funny joke.
Let's do all the game grump purposes. Cranberries.
Cranberries. Ethan was texting
Ita poo poo.
texting a
I'll
girl.
fucking stab you!
The God particle.
We should. Oh my God! The God.
New episode of Table Flip on Sling.
Yeah, it's great. We should have a best of Game Grumps jokes. No, I'm just kidding. Although, write that into the Game of the Year categories. No, I'm kidding.
We already took out most of the joke ones.
No, that's not true. We got plenty of joke ones in there. My Ethan was texting.
My
a
Ethan?
girl. He's behind me.
My Ethan!
My Ethan.
Well, she's not gonna see this. My Ethan, my roommate. He's standing behind me.
I hear him.
He was texting a girl and his phone attempted to autocorrect adorable misspelled to spray of jizz, all one word.
What? How does your phone make that loop of, like, it doesn't make sense.
He was saying you are a spray of jizz.
That's amazing.
I know it's amazing. Like in like the 3 suggested lines, the last one was all one word, spray of jizz. They appreciated it.
What a charmed life that Spangler lives.
I lost my mind. Ethan did too. So I'm glad that we live in a world where that's a fucking thing. Where my love of Game Grumps has created shit like this.
And Dane Cook.
We've got 4 stories lined up here. Technically, it's just 3, but 4 stories, I guess. Nintendo had their last Nintendo Direct of the year, and the last Super Smash Brothers Nintendo Direct.
How sad.
Which is very sad. But they outlined kind of like the ending of their downloadable content for Smash Brothers. So they announced 2 new characters that they hadn't announced yet. Corinne, who is the main character of Fire Emblem Fates. So finally, what we've all been waiting for, another Fire Emblem character. And that is a male and female character. Obviously, Fire Emblem Fates is out in Japan, not here yet, so it was cool to kind of get a little bit more context for the character. And also Bayonetta.
Yeah.
The fucking new truth over here. Navish. I loved your response, by the way, Navish, where I was watching it. I didn't want to text you until I'd finished it. I texted you, like, how fucking stoked were you? And you said, juiced!
Yep. I actually did the exact same thing when I was watching it, maybe 30 minutes before you did.
Yeah.
And after that reveal happened, I just paused it and I messaged. It was like, in all capital letters, I was like, "Were you hype?" And he was like, "Dude, you don't even know."
Juiced. Like, that's the fucking best response I could have asked for. Yeah, were you expecting that, Navishin?
No, not at all.
Yeah. What a great choice, I think. And it's like, even Corinne, for his whatever you got to say about another goddamn Fire Emblem character, sure.
Hey man, it's whatever. It's Super Fire Emblem Brothers.
Super Fire Emblem Brothers.
With some Mario.
I think there's 8 now, 7 with some Mario. And Ryu from Street Fighter. Whatever you got to say about Corinne, like, there's a lot of really cool, and they really step by step with Cloud, Corinne, and Bayonetta. Cloud, who's out now, by the way. They like step by step went through. Was like, hey, here's the kind of nuances to these characters. And there's like a lot of really cool specific stuff. And it's kind of like, in a way, it's really great because like Bayonetta, for example, is like a bunch of crazy like combo. Like, you can combo her moves, and she's got like a lot of multi-hit moves that cancel into other moves, which is like not something a lot of other characters can do. Like Ryu can do a couple of things like that because he's also from like a combo-based game. But like that's really unique to her. Corinne has like a lot of cool transformation abilities, and Smash has like the limit or Smash. Jesus, Cloud has the limit break stuff.
His new name is Smash.
Yeah, Cloud Smash. And Ryu has like his combo stuff and the different inputs you can do to do stronger versions of his like abilities. Like, wow, it's really cool that all these new characters that they added have like a lot of attention to detail, especially Mega Man as well, like, and a lot of the other new fighters. But it kind of makes the older fighters look kind of shitty. That's like Mario.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem I had with Bayonetta in particular.
It just makes all
everything was
so
fine until they showed the bullet time thing.
Mm-hmm.
Which time? I think it's
Which
called.
time? Her down special. I mean, I liked it.
Basically, the big problem with it is that she is now the only character in Smash who has an effective dodge.
Yeah, but it's also one of her specials, so it takes up room in her specials.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just her dodge, and the more you use it and abuse it, the less effective it is.
But the second half of it, the non-perfect timing part of it, doesn't go away, and that's arguably just as useful.
Yeah, but you still take damage for it.
But you don't lose your frames.
You don't lose your frames.
So you can actually, this time you can actually get an advantage from dodging, which no other character really can, unless you're faced off against a character who can't get out of his own way in the first place.
Yeah, I mean that's a hard thing to know how much of an advantage that is until you've like played her, and it doesn't. I don't know if they're gonna nerf that or at all, which they probably will. They're probably gonna nerf like all the downloadable characters.
Yeah, that was the other thing. Is that going to be the last patch to Smash?
Yeah, like I don't know.
DLC, well, I know for sure.
It might not be the last balance patch.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be the last balance patch because they've put out one since they put out the DLC, like the last big round of. Oh Jesus, fucking smacking the microphone around here. I think they might have put out 2 since the last patch, or last batch of characters. So I think they'd probably still support it like balance wise, because they seem pretty committed to making everything work. But it doesn't sound like they're going to add any more major pieces of content. But you know, like I this is a thing where it's like, man, I wish they would really just kind of just keep supporting this game, but they're also like making a new platform, and I realize they're probably actually just going to start pre-production on the next Super Smash Brothers game.
Hashtag white privilege.
What?
So is that's when you beat the level. I don't know.
I don't understand.
It says hashtag white privilege.
Oh, in the Mario Maker level.
Yes.
What?
Does it say? Oh, that's the one I uploaded.
Oh, you made one?
Yeah, I put a comment on it that was hashtag white privilege. It's because we were talking about.
Oh, on the one that I made, you put a comment on it.
Yeah, we're talking about a Mario Maker level that Namashi was playing during the break. For people
Did
who
you
aren't
just
gonna
finish it,
understand this at
Namashi?
all.
Yes, I just beat it. That's why I said that.
Yeah, yeah, it was something we were talking about in the room.
Okay.
So I brought a lot to the table on that one. You should play Tony's Mario Maker level, which is uploaded under my account. Which there's a code for that somewhere out there.
Say the code.
Okay.
Are we
Just because
done?
I have my Twitter open, so it's BE18000000DA36E3.
There we go.
Apparently, people have been playing it probably through the 100 Mario Challenge, and there are a ton of X's right at the beginning, as I expected.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, Scott was disappointed.
In what?
The Smash Brothers Direct. But you know,
Scott's never
Just
not
on,
disappointed.
just on those particular the two particular characters.
mm-hmm. Cloud's
Um,
really cool though.
So everything.
Clouds is cool.
That was the whole Direct.
Bayonetta has the one problem. It'll probably get patched.
It'll probably. I think it'll be fine.
to be less forgiving.
Mhm.
It's
It's not very forgiving in Bayonetta's game, so
no, not at all. But at the same time, it's kind of why they don't have Link's Ball and Chain in the game, and
Zelda.
or Fierce Deities mask.
Boom. I'm sorry.
it took me a second for that to process. And you are the worst. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, Scott. I'm keeping up. We'll see. We'll see. The DLC characters both of them are planned to come out in February. They seem like pretty tentative release dates. So that could be like a little bit later than that, but they've been pretty good at hitting the marks for this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Who did you want, Scott?
Me and Alex have just been talking about having Genos in the game for a while.
Yeah, Gino and Genus.
The costume,
Go ahead, Scott.
and the costume makes a lot more sense than actually putting you in as a character.
Yeah.
How Genos actually is.
Yeah, Gino could have been cool.
But at the same time, he kind of would have last.
You do keep cutting in and out.
Yeah, Gino would be cool, but still, he kind of would be just a blaster from the Mii's they already had if they put him in at this point.
He'd just be like a gun dude. Yeah, I mean, it was a direct acknowledgement to the fact that they know that, hey, you know, we understand that people wanted Gino, but like this, because of where we're going with the characters, like this is our response to that. Like he just wouldn't work, which I'm glad they acknowledged it. Like we were texting about it, like I said earlier in the show. And I'm like, I'm sad that they didn't make him a character, but I'm glad that they acknowledged him. And they said specifically, hey, you know, because of a relationship with Square Enix, we did this. Which is to say they could have had Gino as a character in the game, but fuck your childhood dreams. No, not really. It's cool. They put out some art. Like they had artists do for each of the new challengers. So like Tetsuya Nomura did the fucking cloud art, which is awesome. It's so cool. And even like Sakurai was like, hey, it's really cool that you get to see Link and Mario drawn by like one of the most famous video game artists like ever, like character designers wise. So you get to see Link with spiky hair. What I've always wanted, honestly. And that's really cool. And then the Bayonetta artist did the Bayonetta one, which is awesome. and the Fire Emblem Fates / Awakening artist did the one for Corinne. So, which same person did the one for Robin and drew most of the new characters for that game, which is awesome. So, those are really cool. Thank you for sending those to me. The high res ones, Nabishin, by the way. I sent the Tetsuya, the Cloud one to my brother, both of them, because they fucking loved it. So, yeah, it's really cool. I think they're pretty cool choices. I'm glad that it was clear that no matter who they chose, they were going to put like a lot of attention to detail into those characters. Were you happy with kind of the nuances and the little things that they were showing with Bayonetta, Nabishin?
Yeah, they got their own point. So
Yeah.
that's great.
And alternate costumes for all those characters, all three of these characters. Cloud's got the Advent Children costume, and Bayonetta's got her Bayonetta 1 and Bayonetta 2 costume, as well as like a special Bayonetta 2 costume for the other character whose name I can't remember.
Jean.
Jean, there you go. And Corinne's got a male and female version. So cool. That's it for the Smash Direct. Hopefully we'll hear more from Nintendo soon. Got all that NX stuff they got to talk about. January 1st, get Nintendo on the phone.
Put those X's up.
Yeah, put your X's up, everybody. Everybody at home, I hope you're doing it.
You know.
Tony, you put some sort of fancy Final Fantasy game that looks cool in our news story, but we already know Final Fantasy Explorers is coming out next year.
Yeah.
What do you want?
I like that game. It looks cool. I don't know, man. I saw a trailer this week and I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, Cloud's in that game.
Yeah.
As a costume. So, I don't know. Final Fantasy Explorers does look pretty cool. Maybe that'll be our next jam after we finish Triforce Heroes. The three of us.
Yep.
Fuck you, Nabishin. You're not including this cool group of cool people.
Nope, not at all. Get out of here.
This would be an appropriate time to say hashtag white privilege. Also, I just would.
That's rude.
You see, you brought it up, and now it's awkward.
Now it's weird.
But yeah, that game looks super awesome.
Yeah, I think so. It looks like a fun action RPG. In big news, like kind of the news we've all been waiting for, I guess you could say, Kojima on December 15th, 8th, 16th, tweeted out, just Twitter is like, my contract with Konami ended on December 15th, so I'm now free to start my own development studio. I'm looking forward to what's coming next. I'm like, wow, okay. So then, like, around, like, just before he tweeted that, some rumors were going around that, according to the Nikkei, the same prestigious Japanese publication that reported on the, hey, Konami's abusing its coworker or its workers story from earlier this year, they said that Kojima was starting a new studio with some employees from Konami, from Kojima Productions, and that they would be making games for platforms like the PlayStation 4, and that they were partnering with a publisher to do so. So after Kojima tweeted this, a couple hours went by. This was like 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, like the tweet went out. Sony announced in a video with Hideo Kojima and Andrew House, who's president and CEO of Sony Computer Entertainment in Europe, I believe. Andrew House is. He's the one you typically see at like E3 and Gamescom. It's a video of the two of them saying like, "Hey, Kojima has started a new independent studio called Kojima Productions. Somehow he managed to keep that name, and he's partnering with PlayStation to make a PlayStation 4 exclusive game." That was pretty much it. So, what do you guys think, Nabishin?
I mean, like, what else can you say? Like, you're happy for the guy to finally get out and just be able to do what he wants to and be comfortable again. Like, obviously, like the one thing that like he made very clear in his interviews, like as far as like even like being doing this deal with Sony, is the fact that he just wanted to be comfortable as far as like the people he work in, like his work environment is to be comfortable. Like that was like his number one priority, pretty much more than anything. So it's like, yeah, I'm just happy Kojima is like finally getting ready to do what he wants. Even though we won't see this game like till forever, but like it's great to see like that he's still making games, and he said he's going to make games for the rest of his life. As long as
Till the
he's
day
able
he
to.
dies, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did an exclusive interview with IGN that was actually really interesting. It was him and a couple of the other production leads, like lead artist and someone else. I forget their name. Just like of Kojima Productions, new Kojima Productions. He brought like a team of like, it seemed like maybe 10 to 15 with him. Like his kind of trusted inner circle. So the new studio is called Kojima Productions. There's a new logo out there. It's pretty cool. It's got like a knight helmet and a skull in it. So it seems pretty cool. I don't know how, like I tweeted out kind of like after this news broke, like probably it was a huge hassle to get that name back. I bet there was probably some legal stuff because his name is in it. So that he could kind of dispute that with Konami to just keep the name and have like a new production company for him. It's an independent company, so like he is partnering with Sony to publish a PS4 and PC exclusive. So it's coming to PC as well. But the company itself, the studio, is independent. So after this game is done, presumably they can go on to make third-party games, maybe with another publisher. And yeah, it's really cool. Like, you know, it's I agree with you, Nabshin. Like the thing I tweeted out was like, this game's probably not going to come out forever. For at least a few years, 5 years is probably what I would guess. They're saying it's coming to PS4, but you know, I would say that could be up in the air. Hopefully, it's still like within that reasonable time range. And yeah, like the coolest thing is that, like, you know, one of video games' most unique creators is out there. Like, and he can't be making like a Zone of the Enders or a Metal Gear game, which, yeah, it sucks that he can't make Zone of the Enders, but like he's making something totally new. Like it has to be new because he doesn't own any of this old IP. So yeah, that's really cool. Like whatever it is, it's going to be something completely new and probably something really, really cool and out there. So Scott, Tony, do you guys have any thoughts on this?
Yo, I'm hyped, man. That guy makes good video game.
He
You
made
ever play one of his games?
the video game.
I have None of the Enders, the second one. I've played and Metal Gear Solid 4.
Oh, there you go.
Shabam.
Tony, have you?
I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah.
Because then again, those are his only games that I've played. But at the same time, the most I could say is that I'm happy that he's able to move on from those games, rather than in apprehensive at what he's doing because he can't make those games. Because he wanted to be done
A while ago.
He wanted to be done a while ago.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. Like, you know, the phrase I turn is he gets to stretch his creative legs, right? Like, he can make something real fucking weird now. Like, really weird. And, like, it was the thing, you know, like, they talked a lot about this on PS I Love You and Colin and Greg Live. Like, Colin Moriarty put it, and I totally agreed with him. It was like, you know, once Kojima was out there, like a free agent, it was just a matter of time. Like, I didn't think it would be Sony, but it was a matter of time for one of the major publishers to just pick him up and be like, here is as much money as you need. Just fucking make something exclusive to us. Yeah, it was Sony. So I'm really curious. Just like, you know, he's going to make something cool, like, I think. And it's only going to be cool because it's like we haven't seen him make something new since he made Zone of the Enders.
Yeah. And to answer your question, I've played Castlevania Lords of Shadow. And a
Which
little
he
bit
was a
of Zone of the
producer on.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
There you go.
And I've watched enough of... I watched all of the Metal Gear Scanlan, so I feel like I've got a pretty good idea. Up to 5, which I haven't watched much of. I watched a little bit.
I haven't watched any of 5. So, yeah, it's cool. Like, you have at least the context of, like, how wacky he is. And I'm curious, like, you know, it's a new era for him. He's gonna make something. Yeah, finally, right? He's gonna make something out there. And like, yeah, it's like the comparison I would say is like Amy Hennig, right? Like, great writer, she's making a Star Wars game that I'm very excited about, but like the potential for like anything like interesting and character driven is out there. Like if she was out there making like something completely new, I'd be just as excited. It's like it's very rare that you get to see a creator really decide to take like a fresh start. Like Iga, for example, he's just making another Castlevania game, which is cool, and it's the game he wants to make, and we'll see how different it is. But it is just going to be another one of those games, and for all we know, Kojima's just making another stealth action game. But there's potential at this point so early on that it could be anything. So I'm excited. It's exciting times for him.
No, I don't think it's gonna be another character. Character.
Also, I gotta say he had a
Whatever.
rockin' beard in that.
Yeah, he's got a nice goatee.
It's hot.
Yeah, he's looking good. I love just if you haven't seen any memes about I want my significant other to look at me the way that Andrew House looks at Hideo Kojima, you should look them up.
Yep.
Because they're really fucking funny. The only other piece of news, which I guess is relevant to our interests, because Tony and I played Destiny.
Scott played.
Scott played Destiny. Never will again. Hot garbage. Never touching it. But Bungie is starting to sell level boost packs for $30. So they're like class packs. Be like a $30 thing that you can purchase off the PSN. It'll boost your character to level 25 and max out one subclass and speed up weapon level with a set of.
Well, it'll give you a telemetry of each type, which is not. It means nothing.
Yeah, it means nothing. But that seems pretty steep.
Yeah, it's really, really expensive for level 25, which you can get to with like maybe 3 hours of grinding. No, not even grinding. 3 hours of story progression.
Yeah, I mean, like I did level 25 and maybe like taking it slow and maybe like 8 hours.
Yeah.
The
big thing that matters, and the reason why I added it to the headline is that the thing that matters is that it's maxing out a subclass.
Yeah.
Because you can play one subclass from level 1 to level 40 and be like maybe halfway through a subclass.
Yeah.
So the difference there is huge. So it's nowhere near worth $30.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of this decision.
Yeah, it's odd. So like if you buy the Taken King, you get one. What do they call them? Like
That's Spark of Light.
Spark of Light, which will let you boost any one character to 25. Does not give you a leveled up subclass.
Right.
But
which I think is something that they looked at, and a lot of people were saying that like it sucks when you use that thing on a character and then your subclass has you don't even have a grenade.
Yeah.
So
and the third subclass, which you get through story mission, always has like the first row of abilities unlocked. So
yeah.
There is like a give and take to that, but still, like it's not a lot because those subclasses take the longest to level up by far.
Right.
Yeah, it's just like it's a good idea, especially for people who don't have a lot of time, but it's a little too fucking steep.
I think $30 is too much, and I think it's not really geared towards like players. Well, it's definitely not geared towards a player like me.
Yeah, for sure.
It's more geared towards a player, like a new player to the game, and it feels kind of gross that it's coming out like a week before Christmas. This idea of like here's an extra level boost that you can do with your new Christmas game characters.
Yeah, I mean, like I guess you'll get the one free boost with Taken King no matter what.
Yeah,
which is fine, but yeah, it is just
it's more indicative of the direction that they're taking with microtransactions, and that's what's concerning.
Yeah. And we don't know that yet. Again, like the silver stuff seems pretty fine. Like
yeah, I mean emotes are pretty cool, and that's been pretty much universally accepted as okay.
Yeah.
There are people who have voiced concerns with like the microtransactions geared around like the events like Sparrow Racing League and the Festival of the Lost they did for Halloween. They're all kind of RNG based. Like there's a $5 microtransaction that you could do for the Sparrow Racing League that just gives you one legendary Sparrow that you don't have. Mm-hmm. So it's a random one of 8, I think. And most people just want the one that they think looks the coolest. So, you're potentially spending $5 on getting a Sparrow that you don't like. And that's a lot of people don't like doing that. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
It's
mean, but hey, at least it's a 1 in 8, and not 1/500.
yeah,
Well,
Binding of Isaac.
sure.
No, I'm just kidding. No, yeah, it's
There are no real money microtransactions in Binding of
no,
Isaac.
it's true. It's weird. Hopefully, this isn't indicative of where they're going with it. But
I hope not.
we'll have to give
To
it
play
time.
like devil's advocate though, don't you think that maybe is the point? Is that it's expensive? So the fact that like people want to abuse it.
There's not a. I don't. I mean, maybe, but
Like if
I
it
don't
was
see a.
$10 and you could be 25, then everyone would just use it.
I don't see a reason for it. Like, I don't see it being a harm to the community of the game.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I would say yes. If it took you
Yeah,
to
the way that
40.
it feels.
Yeah,
The way that it
that's
feels.
exactly.
The way that
If
it
it-
feels now, it
Go for
feels
it.
more like a trap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
'Cause-
feels like it. Yeah. It's just not. It's
Yeah.
not any kind of worth it.
Yeah, if it took you to level 40 and then gave you, like, a 280 weapon or whatever, like, then yeah, totally. Like, this would
Yeah,
be
so the issue
something
with
that's,
that
that's
would
like
be-
a prestige thing like that.
And this is something that I've done before and gotten a lot of shit for on the show. There are people who will delete a character each week and re-level to 40 so they can do the raid 4 times. Or, multiple times per week, depending on how many times they want to do that. If it was like a, like a $10 boost to level 40 and did something like that, then I could see it being used as a way to multiply the amount of times you could go through the raid, which at this point, it's most people have gotten to where they wanted to get regardless, but that kind of thing could be an issue.
Yeah.
So
But instead, it's a $30 boost to just over halfway.
level 25 is like almost insignificant at this point. So
Yeah, and
Right.
you can get from 25 to 40 super quick, but
yeah, that's like basically you're paying like 3/4 of the price for Taken King standalone
to play Taken
to
King.
play just Taken King. So it's kind of crazy.
Yeah. I don't know.
So if you kind of export out, like, you got a level 25 boost with Taken King, so that means that they value that boost at $30 and all of the content in Taken King at $10.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really make sense.
Yeah. And it's weird. It does not make sense. But that's it for news. We have some mail sack stuff. We have a voicemail from Silver PR, and we also have an email. Which do you guys want first?
Yes.
All right. It's fucking adorable and everything, but which do you want first, Tony? God damn it!
Scott, decide.
God damn it, Scott! All right, now Nabishin.
We're doing the voicemail first.
Okay, we'll do the voicemail. Silver PR did send me some extended context for the voicemail, but let's hear what he has to say. Hopefully this comes through all right.
What up, guys? Silver PR here. Not much. On my way now to the theaters to see Star Wars Episode 7. Hopefully. I didn't buy tickets, so I check online and they're available. So. And the theater that I'm going to, it's not that crowded at the time I'm going to, so hopefully, cross fingers, I can see it in 3D. Anyway, the only thing that I can mention that I was playing is Rocket League, the hockey team snow day, as they call it in the playlist. And it's just a hockey puck on the Rocket League arena.
Sounds
And
pretty
it's
good.
fucking great. It's mayhem. It's awesome. It's great. But that's pretty much about me when it comes to games. I just want to take this time and tell you guys Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy whatever you want to call it, season greetings.
Seasons.
You know, guys, it's been a long year. You guys are being awesome. And I don't know what to say. I mean, week in, week out, calling you guys. And, some shit's happening right now in the background. Close to my holidays, I'll let Alex know privately what exactly it is. But outside of that, it's been a interesting year for me. With the kid and everything, and the joys of being a father, and it's been great. At the same time, gaming has taken a sideline. in a big way that I never thought that it would be. And, it's sometimes like kind of sucks, but at the same time, life goes on, and there'll be time for gaming the way that I did before. Right now I'm just concentrating on some more important stuff. So yeah. And for my question of the week, I just want to make a fun one. Santa Claus, naughty kids, they usually get cold. That's tradition, I guess. You guys over there, we don't have that kind of thing. But my question to you guys would be, instead of coal, let's just put a bad video game as a present instead of coal. What a substitute for coal for a very bad video game for a person that will be considered coal you will put in somebody's Christmas tree. That really deserve it. Don't you have to mention that. Anyway, guys, Merry Christmas. Have a happy Saturday. Until next year, so we are signing out.
Thank you, Silver PR. Happy holidays to you as well. I let everybody know what you let me know, and we obviously send you as well wishes as possible.
Damn straight.
Yeah, I know it's not easy with everything you got going on, but we love you and we appreciate the time that you take to give us a call every week, and we love hearing from you every week.
Yep.
Send in your top 10 Silver when you get the chance.
Yeah, we'd love to hear
do
your
a
top
show.
10 games of 2015. We'll read it on our Game of the Year show. He did tweet me also saying, here in the theater waiting for Star Wars movie to start, and he thought they were playing Destiny music.
They probably were. Let's be real.
And they said, what the fuck? And then he tweeted me after he got out of the movie and said, just got out of Star Wars, greatest 2+ hours of mind distracting from all the BS happening in my life. # amazing. So I'm glad that you liked it. Scott and I liked it as well. And
It's good that he got to see it.
You can listen to the bonus content.
Man, everybody's seen this fucking movie except for me.
I didn't see it. I just spoiled it myself.
Yeah, it's cool.
I probably should do that.
Do you like Star Wars, Tony?
I
Like,
mean,
go see it. Yeah, dude. I just didn't plan to go see it on release day. So I'll probably go sometime. I'll find someone to go with.
Go ahead, Scott. You said, I mean.
I mean, we could spoil it for you
No.
right here, right now.
A bad video game in place of coal.
So
Wait, I do want to say, like, he said that the Santa giving bad kids coal is not a thing in Puerto Rico, and like, what the fuck?
Right?
What? You're like part of the U.S. technically.
Well, technically for Destiny players,
So just take our
Destiny players,
customs.
Santa brings coal,
Take
crest
our
of
white
Alpha
privilege
Lupi.
customs. Yeah, Destiny will give you coal.
Yeah, crest of Alpha Lupis.
Yeah, I don't know. What's a bad video game to punish a child with?
Kingdom Hearts.
Fuck you. All right, I can think of one: the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the TMNT movie video game for the Wii. I played that in 2005 or whatever.
Resident Evil
2006.
Operation Raccoon City.
Oh, that's a good one. That's the gift that keeps on giving.
Oh yeah, especially when you play with Joseph Fate.
Oh my god, we should go back to that game. We should play it.
No,
all
we
again.
should not.
Yeah, absolutely, we should. Oh, we should finish it. Nabishin, do you have a good one?
Can't really think of a bad game.
Too many good games this year.
Does that have to be a game from this year?
No,
No.
just saying, so many good games. That's all you can think of.
Yoshi's Woolly World.
Arc-Rise Fantasia. That's a good, terrible game, and fuck you. I was playing that before this podcast started, and it was, guess what? It was
Game sucks.
It's putting a smile on my face.
Game sucks.
Shitty and grin face something. Yeah, that game's awesome. God, it's so good. It's so good, Tony. When that's our game of the year this year,
I will leave.
I will die before that happens. Yeah, that's good. Scott, do you
I mean,
have
that's when you're supposed to leave, when we chose the game of the year.
That's right.
one? It's all over.
I have one. Damn.
BioShock Infinite.
That game's all right.
I know, but Scott hates it.
Yeah, that's just the me thing. I hate it.
Dragon's Dogma.
Give them League of Legends.
Yeah, that's a gift that'll kill you from the inside out.
Oh, yes, right.
Nah, that game can be entertaining no matter how you throw somebody into it.
Yeah, sure.
Unless, of course, you're the one playing it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Then it's just terrible.
Oh, here we go. I got one.
Okay.
I'll make a quintet.
That game we don't know yet.
Yeah, that's the Christmas gift that we're gonna get early next year. Well, no, Tony. We'll finally have a definitive answer.
Give them a copy of Evolve.
Fuck you, man. That game's alright. That game's great. Fantastic. I would even go so far to say.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
And how come you don't play it by yourself?
Because it's rough to play by yourself, man. It's a game better with friends, Scott. Just like Triforce Heroes.
But you can still play Triforce Heroes by yourself.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be as good.
Yeah, but it's still doable and still fun.
Alright, fair. Evolve is still doable and still fun.
But you don't.
But it's fantastic. Without people. With people. What did I say? We have an email from Jake Nichols, one of our old long-time listeners. He says, "Hey, duders. Sorry some downtime between the next semester of school. I wanted to get your opinion on the proper, quote-unquote, proper way to play Kingdom Hearts. I have the HD version for PS3. Any recommendations on how to start? The universe seems daunting, and I want to make sure I don't overwhelm myself. Also, Nobshin did a kick-ass job of hosting last week with a little heart. From
Lies.
Hey,
Thank you.
he wrote it, not me. Thank you for the email.
Hearts. That's you. Fuck you.
Oh God, the music's freaking out.
And that looks like I was muted.
Yeah, it looks
Yes,
like
you were.
Aw.
Yeah, it's okay.
Well, first off, hooray! You're playing Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, huzzah!
And then the only real tip I would have is go in order that they release the games.
Yeah, order of release is good way to play that.
So let's be real. Just don't play Kingdom Hearts.
All right,
You don't want to be Alex. Never go full Alex.
I'm not the only person that likes Kingdom Hearts. Okay.
I like to convince myself that maybe 4 people, including you, like that game,
It's me.
and that's why 3 took so long.
Yeah, exactly.
Because no one cares.
Nah, you went to New York with us. You saw this
Oh yeah, that was,
league of
I went for the pancakes.
insane people. Those pancakes are right. No, yeah, I would say Kingdom Hearts 1, then the Chain of Memories, and then what's the movie on the first one? 358.
358.
Yeah. Did 358 come out before 2 though?
Yeah, no, that came
No,
out.
2 came out before.
Yeah. So then play 2 and then get the context of 358. Because I feel like
You want to be eased into everything as they show it to you.
yeah, and 2
As
is,
the questions pop up, not after you would have them and then forget to reflect back.
2 is a way more interesting game if you don't know exactly who Roxas is at the beginning. It's fun. It's exciting. It's interesting.
I mean, Chain of Memories kind of alludes to it, but
It alludes to it, but you don't know exactly what's going on, right?
Yeah.
And he doesn't behave like you would expect him to behave, right? So it makes it more interesting, and you empathize with him a lot better. And then getting the context afterwards, I think is cool. So that's good. Yeah, just order release, and then it's 358 Birth by Sleep. Fucking, you don't have to watch Recoded. Just play Dream Drop Distance, and you'll be fine. So yeah,
Yep.
and then you'll be ready to go.
And I mean, you could play it on a harder difficulty to get the endings. Personally, I wouldn't worry about those endings.
We're
They're
in the age
just
of YouTube now, so I don't
Right.
have to worry about that.
right.
Plus,
Just-
the secret endings, the CG cutscenes, is only great if you can't just immediately go play Kingdom Hearts 2. You don't need to see that cool CG. It's awesome. What's the first one called?
but they don't tell you anything.
Yeah, they don't tell you anything. It's when we saw the CG thing at the end of the Japanese release of Final Mix, Like, it's like, oh, this is Kingdom Hearts 2, and who are these? Is that Riku on top of the building or whatever? Like, we don't know anything. Like, there's a bunch of Heartless we've never seen before. And that's cool because you know Kingdom Hearts 2 is coming, but, like, you can just go play that game. You can just go have that. Like,
yeah. You can go see that scene when you're supposed to see that scene.
Yeah.
And then it'll be great.
It'll be awesome. So, yeah, order release. That's a good way to do it. It's a lot. Like, it's a time sink. And, like, that's the thing, like, we talked about this, I think, last year when 2.5 came out. Is like, there's no better time to get into Kingdom Hearts because, like, you have access to all the games on one platform, pretty much. Like, it's 1.5 and 2.5, and you have most of everything, except for Dream Drop Distance, which is coming to PS4. But everything's on PS3. Like, you can play through most of it and kind of have an idea of what the fuck's going on. And then, yeah, you'll be, like, ready for 3. Like, so there's no better time to get into it, but it's also, like, you kind of have to play every single game in the series to understand what the fuck's happening.
The caveat to that is, if you don't mind reading, Dream Drop Distance does a very, very, very good job of bringing people up to speed.
Yeah.
Because I went ahead and I read through all those, and I was surprised at how good they did.
Yeah, it's like they leave out a little bit of context, which you're gonna lose. But yeah, especially if you hadn't, like, played through those games in a while and you just jumped into Dream Drop Distance, like, oh, okay, no, I remember all this. You're right, Scott. So,
but ideally, you would go through all the games.
Yeah, it's just there's so many, like, specific little things. But yeah, I mean, Kingdom Hearts 3, I would say, is probably going to come out in 2017. I say hopefully, because that game's actually in development now. So yeah, like, this is a good time to start playing catch up. Let us know, Jake. Keep us updated. I want to hear the stories.
Man, I'm not looking forward to the time when 3 comes out and I have to sit through you guys talking about it for like 5 weeks.
Oh, hey, we have gotten so much very specific feedback saying, hey, I like it when you guys talk about Kingdom Hearts, that it is, even if there's, like, just those 3 people out there that like it when we talk about Kingdom Hearts, y'all are going to have to fucking deal with it.
Yeah, it's like a year of hearing on World of Warcraft.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't fucking got to hear about your goddamn WoW raids, and people are sitting here, like, hearing about Destiny, you and me talking about Destiny, they're like, I don't fucking know what to talk about Destiny.
Let's just all sit down and spend a good while talking about League of Legends, our Lord and Savior.
All right. Okay, so there's this new thing that me and Tony found. It's called bronze streaming.
Oh, this is pretty awesome, actually.
Alex, this is great.
Tell me.
Let me put it in, like, simple words. There's a Twitch stream that will stream, like, very low level ranked play, and you can bet on it.
That's
so
good.
So they're
It's like the salty bet of League.
It's called Salty Timo.
Oh my god.
It's pretty funny.
The
I like
lower
hate
the
watching
ELO
people play League, but that was interesting.
The lower the ELO they are, the better, because you've got no idea what they're actually going to do.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
All right, well, that's enough League of Legends.
Yep, that's enough for the rest of this year.
The rest of this year. We should take a moment to talk about. So next week is going to be our holiday special.
Yep.
So it's going to be a shorter show. I'm saying that now to hopefully cut off at the pass any kind of long shit that happens next week. Oh, Scott, you cut out.
Our 30-minute dream show?
Maybe our 30-minute dream show. Maybe
we'll be fine.
Maybe we'll just gather by the fireside, drink some hot cocoa, and talk about our holidays and holiday video games. So next week will be shorter. 2016, the next year, the one that's not this year, we're switching back to Friday recording. So I just letting everybody know. We will record normally the first Saturday of 2016. That'll be like
2016.
That'll be like our last normal show before Game of the Year. The Saturday after that will be our Game of the Year show. Then we'll be recording on Fridays, and then we'll be back to normal. Then it's gonna be we're gonna continue Irrational Passion Season 2. The only way we know how.
When does Season 2 end?
After 5 years. I thought we discussed this. The Season 1 was 5 years. Maybe Season 2 will be like a 1 year.
That's
shorter
weird.
season. Well, yeah.
So this is the off
Alex,
season.
no, we'd have to do 5 episodes a week.
That's true.
We're gonna put out
You
250
have to
episodes.
edit that.
30-minute dream show, Scott. Come on, get on board. All right, that's it. That's the show. Do we want to do anything at the end of this show, or do we want to just wrap it? It's 10:30, so
Wrap it like a Christmas present.
I wrap it and watch you play some Undertale, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see if we can make that work. I'm not hopeful on that dream. But if dream drop, thank you, Nabashin, for just driving the end of this right into the ground. You can be a part of the show just like Jake and Silver PR were. You can send us an email, mailsack@irrationalpassions.com. That's mailsack@irrationalpassions.com. Or leave us a voicemail at 404-590-1337. Standard long distance fees do apply. If you'd like to share your top 10 game of the year list with us, do so. Email to us. We'd love to hear them. You follow each of us on Twitter. I'm at AlFighter27. Scott is at WUTTEHCHUZ. That's what to chuz. Nabishin's at NABESHIN186. That's Nabishin186. And Tony's at Tony Horvath. All one word. Super easy.
So, real quick, I'm making the executive decision now that we have less people in the dock every week. Nabshin's now this dark shade of pink because it makes me feel less racist than giving him the black font.
For context, when Nabishin joined the show, everyone has their own color in our Google Doc. I'm red, Scott's like this off green, Tony's blue, Joe was purple, and Evan is orange, and I gave Nabishin the color black because I thought it was hilarious.
Because you're the worst person.
And to be fair, it was really either in terms of distinctive colors.
It was like
even
that or
this-
like a weird yellow.
Yeah,
So,
and that's hard to see.
Yeah.
So this purple one is like just black enough.
Yeah, so now Nabishin is like an off purple.
It's like a weird
I'm
dark
so black
magenta
that I'm
color.
purple. Then I got you.
Yeah, so we've entered a new echelon of racism. That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
I'm very African. I don't know if you know this about me.
There you go. Some other stuff. Rate and review us on iTunes and Stitcher. Follow the site on Twitter at IrrationalPod. Go to VGEva.com. Check the awesome podcast network that we're a part of, including other shows like Interactive Distractions, Gamers Only Older, and PS Nation. We're streaming hopefully soon again, twitch.tv/IrrationalPassions. There might be some Undertale happening very soon. So
I hope so.
we'll see about that. Go to our YouTube page, Sly2's Carrying On. Our Extra Life stuff will be on there as well, and the video version of this show with bonus content before the show is going to be there. So that's youtube.com/IrrationalPassions. And if you like this show, tell your friends about it. Word of mouth is the best way to spread the love. And we'd definitely love to hear what your friends have to think about this show. Even if they think it's hot garbage, they're not necessarily wrong. And of course, everything Irrational Passions you can check on the website, IrrationalPassions.com. Brant did the cover art for last week's show, so there you go. It's the first guest cover art since the
I meant to
Fish.
go look at that. I should go look at that.
it's the Fish combination of Fish and Jean-Claude Van Damme that Jack Bauer did. Man, that was a long time ago too. So
Oh, yeah, that turned out pretty good.
yeah, he did a good job. I like that he took like a photo that someone had taken and edited that.
Yep.
It was good. No closing topic this week, but next week I'm sure we'll fit one in. How's that sound? Maybe we
Tomorrow's
can-
the last episode of One Punch Man.
I need to keep catching up on that. I'm like,
Then maybe I
halfway
can take my week off to, well, not my week off, but my days off to catch up on the One Punch Man.
through. One punch.
That's it. That's the show. Thank you guys so much for listening. This is a fun one.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yep.
Another good one for the books. Man, we've really been stepping our game up. Ever since we got rid of the dead weight.
That's so fucking rude.
So it was your idea to ship him off to Florida, you monster.
This is going to be like the one episode that Evan chimes in for.
God, I fucking hope so. The funny thing is, I I was going through my LinkedIn profile, updating it, and I'm friends, or I'm like connected, whatever the fuck LinkedIn's equivalent is, with Evan, and his LinkedIn picture is his fucking high school prom picture. I just tweeted out of no context. I'm like, please fucking Evan, change your LinkedIn profile picture. Oh my God.
He's like, why? I don't need to.
And then like 2 days later, I just get like a message, an email saying that Evan's endorsed one of your LinkedIn skills. I'm like, finally he gets back on this service. And his picture's still the fucking same. God damn it, Evan. We miss you. I just want to know that you're okay. Flying those planes. God knows.
You know, he showed up on Minecraft for like 10 seconds.
He's
that I was
alive.
on
Maybe he's on a respirator, Tony, and it's all he can do.
He's just over there like, please don't turn me off today.
Minecraft. Hello, Scott. I can play Minecraft with you. This is the darkest timeline.
All right, I'm cutting us off.
We're ending the show.
Titles.
We didn't even end the show yet.
I'm
Tony.
cutting you off.
We thank you, Danny Wiesner, for your opening music of Two Player Co-op, the closing music of The World Is Saved. Thank you, Scott, Tony, and Nobishin for joining me as always. Thank you, Evan, for everything you've given us wherever you are. And Greg, I hope it's nice and warm down there in Florida. I've been your host, Alex O'Neill. Play your games, stay rational. We'll talk to you all next week.
So titles, we got some.
Titles!
Scott's butt review score.
It's a 3.
I thought you were just white.
I thought it was a 4. thought you were just white. It's also really good.
I don't understand this word, but get the fwaf out of your life.
Fwaf?
Get the foof.
Foof?
Oh.
I don't know.
Wouldn't that just
I don't
be...
remember anymore.
I don't remember either.
All right. Donald Trump's favorite games of the year. John Kane is my roommate.
John Cena?
Maybe that's what I meant.
It's
I don't
probably
know.
Cena.
I'm tired.
It's okay.
John Cena is my roommate. Deep cut.
John
Game
Kane.
Grump reference. My Ethan.
My Ethan.
Sprivges. Juiced. Super Fire Emblem Bros. With some Mario. Cloud's new name is Smash. And hashtag white privilege.
We all know it should be hashtag white privilege, but that doesn't mean it can be. I don't know if it means it should be either.
Nope.
What do you guys like? Scott?
Super Fire Emblem Bros. With some Mario.
Nobishin?
My Ethan.
Acceptable. Tony?
Unacceptable.
I like the Fire Emblem Bros.
I did that one for an option. I don't know if you saw that episode, Alex. I'm pretty sure you didn't.
I didn't. Not yet. Fuck. I like Spray of Jizz a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet.
But it would have to be...
You put white privilege, but you can put straight jizz.
Well,
Right?
if we did it just all one word, this is how it showed up. This is all one word, Spray of Jizz.
It's a funny story.
It was a funny story. You guys laughed.
Yep.
All right, I guess it's Super Fire Emblem Bros.
With some Mario.
This sounds like a Scott and Tony title if ever I heard one.
Well, this is like a 3-parter.
Yeah, all in and of itself. So, Alex, you get the number this time?
Sure.
All right, I get the first part, and then Tony, you get the second part.
All right.
You're listening to Irrational Passions Podcast, episode 258.
Super Fire Emblem Bros.
With some Mario.
The Mario! Forget about it!
With some...
It's me! I'm a fucking me!
Mario?
Mario! Alright, you can stop recording.
Oh, no.
To our video viewers, like you, Cameron, who I hope you're still watching, we love you.
And Justin.
Oh, yeah, Justin's been watching. I've been, watching the numbers. We've been having people come in and out all episodes, so...
Cool.
Thanks for watching. We love you guys.
I will